going from PC to Mac OS for OBS. Holy fuck.
Don't start celebrating just yet. It's true, Bonk. Don't get too excited. I mean, with how many times we've changed this setup over the years, yeah, anything goes now, right? You don't know unless you try something new. But don't keep banging your head against the wall if it's not working. Okay, who else do we got with us? Just Bonk and Michael so far? Guys, welcome. Everyone else is sleeping still today or what? This stream, first off, is dedicated to Suzanne Likes Cake, one of our fellow community members. She saved up 50,000 of the Twitch channel points, we call them pots and pans here, to ask me to make her something special on stream live today. So we're gonna make some Swedish foods that they traditionally eat there around this time of year. And I even had to go especially to IKEA to grab an ingredient, Lingonberry Jam, to make these things today. So I hope that everyone appreciates that. And we'll also have a video out on YouTube tomorrow of our adventures going to get that jam. Okay, the two things that we're making today, also some of my faves. I'm always down for this. We never got any yesterday. Bonk asked on our gaming stream that we had yesterday if we had any Swedish meatballs when you're at IKEA, because that's typically a thing to do, but we were too early. So luckily we get to make them today. And we're even gonna grind all of the meat fresh for it. We're doing both beef and pork mixture. There's gonna be a nice yummy brown sauce with them is what she wanted. Some boiled potatoes. What's the veg? A cucumber salad, one of my favorites. We've made this before on stream. And beware, the recipes that I linked, they are all Swedish, but you should be able to easily translate them like through your web browser. It usually pops up on top, like translate this page. I just click that. Hopefully that'll work for me today. Otherwise I'll just look off of my phone, because that worked for me, to make sure I got all the ingredients and stuff right. But yeah, they all look like awesome recipes. There's 4 linked that she found for us, so follow along, save them. And they're all in Discord already too. White Dove, hope you're having a good Saturday. You wish a couple of your Swedish Twitch creators were watching this today? I guess you could always send it to them. We could always do that, Captain Taft. Welcome. Same with Yet It Is. Guys, happy weekend. We made it through. Time to relax, grab a little snacky, a beverage, and hang out. We're gonna make a main course and a dessert today. So yeah, our dessert, gingerbread cake with a cream cheese style frosting, and then some of the lingonberry jam on top. Where did I put the jam? Oh yeah, I put it up here because it was like special. Well, you even ring the bell for it. Lingonberry jam's here. Thanks to your trusty, how's this gonna focus? IKEA. And then they had like a cute little write-up beside where they had all the lingonberry jam in IKEA by the checkout. And lingonberries are known to grow in Sweden, so I thought that is pretty cool. So that's why you have to go somewhere special. Like I can't find this at any other store. Not even like my specialty European market that imports a lot of different things from over there. Nope, this is seriously the only spot. And how much was this? Like $3.75, I think, maybe. Not too expensive. And this can both go with the main course today. They'll often eat their meatball plate with some lingonberry jam in there, because it's like sweet but also very tart. I've not had this a lot, so we'll definitely do a little tasting together later to see what we think. But yeah, it's gonna go with both of the things today. Use it up. And then I thought this would be yummy. We can like put it with a charcuterie board that we usually do around Christmas time and the holidays. Hi Reaper, I'm doing good. What's going on? What are we talking about? We're just doing a little intro into our menu that we're gonna be cooking for the day. It's all Swedish food that was requested by one of our awesome community members that is often here on the weekends with us. Straight up though, right? Cream cheese frosting, your favorite? It's me too. Any dessert with cream cheese, I am there. 100%. I'm very excited to actually make this cake today. Bonk, you have a cinnamon roll with cream cheese frosting sitting on your kitchen counter right now. Yummo. Okay, let's put this to the side. If you guys weren't around on our gaming stream yesterday, I had a couple loaves of bread into the oven before we started stream because it was later. Just another look at my very adorable mushroom bread. So the recipe said it would make 2 loaves. It's right here. I scaled it all up. I was like, I don't have enough starter to make 3, so I'll just do 2 loaves. Totally should have divided it into 3 pans, but oh my gosh, the fact that it like baked up like a little cute mushroom and it tastes so good.
And it didn't run over?
And like, how did it? Yeah.
It held its form.
We had enough glutinous structure that it just like baked an extra loaf literally on top of itself.
It tastes so good. Like it's not even bland or unflavored. Like it's tasty.
Could we sell it at a bakery? We'd have to call it specialty, like formed mushroom bread. Somebody called the cops on me for making those. Who did it? Thanks. Yes, I totally meant to make it mushroom inspired. That's the thing, guys, is if you make a little mistake when you're cooking, just sell it. Just make it sound like it was supposed to happen and you're good. Titan called the cops. You're the one that's late today, sir. Also, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, let me get all these recipes up. Did somebody just post them lately? No. Okay, let me get all of our recipes. I'll open them all up. And then we'll make our prep list like usual so that we don't forget anything. Whoa, and away we go. Is this going to translate for me? Except the Swedish cookies, guys. I don't know if it is going to translate. Okay, I'll just have to look on my phone then as we do this. It might be kind of weird, but I'm sorry. We have no choice. If you are Swedish, though, you're welcome. I'm going to put that away. Where did our little notebook go, Samo? The streaming notebook. Guys, I got a new setup today. We're testing out a new computer. See if things will run better. Where did we put that cute little thing that I usually have? We can just grab a new one. He says just grab a new one. These are the notebooks I usually use on stream. Is this a full one? Oh, almost full. That must be the one. In like, see, back in the day, this must have been from like a pizza stream. Look at that shit. Ooh. But yeah, this is what I always use. Now I got a bunch. This one's empty. Oh. Thank you. Who in chat has had Swedish meatballs? I've had them a few times. I've had them IKEA, I think only maybe once that I can recall. And like honestly, the time that we had them there, they weren't that good. It was quite a few years ago, so I don't know if they've changed. But this is something I'd much rather just make myself at home. And yeah, we're going all in today. We'll get the meat grinder out, a couple different pieces of meat, and then we'll make yummy meatballs from that. You have a long time ago? A lot of times you have? Nice. Okay, so usually on Saturdays when I stream with the desserts along with the main course, I'll always make the dessert first, especially if it's something like a cake that has to cool and then you have to wait to frost it after. Always good to get that done and over with, especially if you mess it up by accident, then you have enough time to also recover and make another one. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Gingerbread cake going down. I don't think I've ever made a gingerbread cake before. So I'm very excited for this. I might have eaten one. Had a lot of gingerbread cookies, but this is definitely going to be good. And then our cream cheese frosting. Usually when the cake is baking, guys, if there is a frosting, I like to mix it up then so that the cake can just cool and then it's ready to frost and try. Most of us, I think, are adults here. We have, I know, at least one 12-year-old in chat, usually. It's allowed.
13.
We're allowed to eat dessert before dinner, people. There are no rules. Like Sam's Pizza Dough a few years back. What happened to Sam's Pizza Dough? Okay, gingerbread cake,
What?
cream cheese frosting.
What happened to my pizza dough?
I don't know, I asked. He breaks the rules all the time. He literally does. You'll see him. Bonk nose.
What'd I do?
I'm asking Titan what happened. The one that kept burning?
Oh, that was a bad day.
See?
There
He
should
remembers.
There should be a clip of it going over the edge.
Fling. I think there is a clip of him throwing the pizza into the abyss of the forest on Vancouver Island. We're from Canada. I grew up here where we're currently living in Alberta, but we have also lived in BC, out on the coast. And then my husband, Sam, he was born in Germany and then came over to Canada when he was young and grew up like out east in Ontario.
I don't think anything ate that bunk.
Feeding the wildlife's not a negative. I miss throwing over all the compost and like extra clippings from the garden for the cute deer mamas to eat. I nourish so many babies, but anyways.
That's one of my favorite things.
Okay, gingerbread cake, cream cheese frosting, that's where we're starting. After that, we will get into the meat grinding adventure. So it takes a little bit of time, but honestly, the prep is the hardest. The grinding the meat is actually the really fun part, and it's not that hard to clean up a meat grinder afterwards. So we have to clean and cube up both our beef and pork. We're doing a mix. You could also do veal in there, is usually really yummy, but I think beef and pork is the most popular. And so we'll cube that up, and then I like to get it really nice and cold. This is a really important step so that it grinds clean instead of going like mushing through the grinder. Because it's warm, it will actually get nice cut and like meat strands all throughout. So we will then chill that, and then while that's also chilling, we'll get all the metal components of the meat grinder. Do we even have room in here? We kind of bought a lot of meat this weekend. Yeah, I should be able to stick it in there somewhere. We'll get the meat grinder into the freezer to also start cooling down. And so that also helps with the grind consistency, with as well helping keep everything nice and food safe. So you want all of your meat that you're grinding cold, all of your equipment cold. Bacteria likes warm things. So the colder that we keep it, the less risk that we have. Especially if you like to grind your meat and sometimes eat it like a medium cooked burger, something like that. Here in Canada, all of the burgers, if you go out to a restaurant, are all cooked well done. That is the law. It's rare to find a burger place that kind of pushes the boundaries and will cook them medium if you ask, but yeah, very, very rare. So that's why I like to grind my own meat. That way we can cook our burgers however we want at home. So I'll chill the meat and the grinder. And then I usually like to do that for close to an hour if you can, like minimum 45 minutes. And then in that amount of time, we can get our potatoes prepped for boiling. Just simple cubed up potatoes. Let's see what we have to work with here. We have some baby potatoes, and we also have some bigger one. We'll have to use both actually. So we got some baby reds and then a couple of golden. So we'll just make sure that everything is cut the same size when it goes in the pot. Get those all used up. And yeah, with something like this where the meatballs are gonna have a sauce, just simple boiled potatoes is one of my faves because then it'll soak everything up that way. Thanks for the follow, Reaper. Welcome. Titan, it's deer season. You don't think the deer should come too close at the moment? Sam's dad has been doing pretty good still, right?
How was that alert sound for everybody?
Oh yeah, guys, how was the alert sound just now for everyone? On my side, it was really good. How was it for you? Because I know they've been a little bit loud recently. You're feeding them, you would. What is it, apples? Okay, so that's our ground meat. We work into the potatoes. We'll also do the cucumber salad at that point. And that way it can marinate up a little bit with the herbs and different flavorings like the vinegar. Put that in the fridge. From there, we'll make the meatballs. Should be able to grind the meat, make the meatballs. I believe they get pan fried. I will check real quick. That is what I was planning to do. There is a little bit of breadcrumbs in there. Usually they don't get coated with breadcrumbs. But yeah, pan fry on the meatballs, and that way you can make the yummy brown sauce in that pan, and then you can put them back in afterwards. Finish cooking it all together so it soaks up the flavoring. The music left, and then now we had to bring it back. Oh shit, that makes sense. We listened to the whole playlist already. What would we do without Samo, man? I mean, he signs up for this crazy adventure with us, so.
Okay, let me know if the next one, how it is.
It looks really loud though. Did you do that on the wavelength? Because that shit is like high up. Yeah, this one? This one. How's that now, Bonk? I think that's a lot better. That's typically where I have it. Too low now? You like it louder? Okay, I'll go back up to like 8-10%. Let me know. I just have it open there. Okay. Meatballs and sauce. We got those. Pan fry, and then I'll just put sauce. And like the potatoes should be boiling at this point, right? Almost done. They're okay if they're done a little bit early. Sounds better now? Heck yes. And then I'll just turn down what I hear a little bit too. Your volume's always max on our stream. Okay, that's also good to know. Because sometimes that's a bit frustrating if you want it louder, but you can't. That sounds great, Samo.
Okay.
Did you turn it up for them, though?
No. It's just you. It's just you.
Oh, it definitely did.
It definitely did not.
Okay.
It didn't do it.
Okay, let's carry on.
Yeah.
I think that's it, guys. That's the list. And then let's not forget, lastly, about the Lingonberry Jam. And whenever Suzanne gets here, say hello. Welcome. Mary, good to see you. All right, this is the list. Gingerbread cake, cream cheese frosting. Clean and cube our beef and pork. Chill the meat and the grinder for 45 minutes. Prep our potatoes into the pot. Make the cucumber salad. After that, we can grind the meat. Make our meatballs. Get everything on the stovetop cooking. Luckily, it's just potatoes and meatballs with sauce. Easy. Salad's already ready in the fridge. Finish everything off. Get your Lingonberry Jam on there. Bob is not our uncle, but he is in our stream community. There we go, guys. We are set. I think we need the mixer for the gingerbread cake. Let's just check. And otherwise, away we go. Can I put that there? It's okay?
Yes.
Sweet. Sweet. Oh, yeah. I gotta view the recipe on my phone.
What?
Oh, I can't get it translating properly on the web page here. I couldn't get it. It just opened itself onto whatever page it wanted. And I said, oh gosh, you win this time. You win this round, Swedish recipe. Alti! My fellow Canadian friend. So far, so good, dude. How are you doing? Samo's checking. Haha, it's working. We are testing out a new stream setup, making sure everything is working today. And I'm currently translating, what the heck? Swedish recipes onto my phone. What did we change it to? So before I was using an iMac computer that was running Windows on it with like a different mixer and stuff. So we've slowly been changing the audio setup out to DJI mics instead of the Go XLR mixer. And we have the Stream Deck from Elgato and stuff. And then Samo got a MacBook laptop and we're running on Mac OS now instead of Windows for the stream.
So the GoPro was a software issue. Got that software issue fixed. It was just a firmware. They gave me a beta firmware. I got that good. It doesn't shut off anymore. The problem is, I think, the bandwidth going into a dock I have currently. The Mac has Thunderbolt 5. It should have enough bandwidth to hold 3 cameras, but it doesn't. So I got 2 cameras running into one Thunderbolt 5 port. I got everything else that we have on the stream running into another Thunderbolt 5 port. And then the last one has the computer being plugged in and charged.
Translate.
I got both Stream Decks working. Those were good. The lights were a pain in the ass to get. There's 3 USB-C Thunderbolt 5s. So I got one dock from Anchor that has a bunch of USB ports and a powered PD charger. But I don't think it has enough bandwidth to go through, so I'm gonna probably have to send that one back and just grab I'll probably just get a Razer Thunderbolt port, to be honest, because the cheap ones don't hold the proper quality to run the proper power and bandwidth through to the computer. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. On the plus side, running through Mac OS, the phone connects effortlessly, which is the greatest part. So I just swapped out the GoPro with my cell phone again, and now that works. So, oh well, sell the GoPro, just use our phones. Any other questions before I put my mic away?
I thought you said before I put my wife away.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her away now. See you guys.
Gotta go. Bye. Don't. I hate being picked up. And he knows it.
I think the GoPro has a throughput issue. Yeah.
Okay, I was celebrating on this side, guys, because we don't need a mixer for the cake recipe. So I said, oh shit. So I was grabbing a couple of things out while Sam was talking. So this is, I think, the pan we need. Wait, let me check. 35 by 40 centimeters. That sounds about right. Where's my measuring tape? What, you guys don't keep a measuring tape in the kitchen? Grow up. This is inches. 9 3/4 by 13 3/4. Someone needs to convert that. I'll convert it. I'll just do the first one and see what it says. Oh shit. We need metric. We don't know what we need anymore. Living in Canada's gotta be one of the hardest places as far as like measurements. We use everything. Metric, imperial, all of the things. Okay, so that was 24. Did I say 35 by 40? Holy shit, that's a big ass pan. What kind of pans are they using in Sweden? That shit is huge. I thought I had big pans. 35 by 40. That was 24, probably by 35. I guess it's just gonna be really thick. I'm not upset. Okay, we're going with it. Annie! Just start yelling at Annie. What? Ah. Okay, I'm gonna go grab ingredients and stuff while Annie's gifting subbies. We gotta prep our pans. Sam's the troubleshooter. We just need some parchment. Figuring it out, that shit was loud. If I can make big breads, I can make big cakes too. They're quieter than the music. Leave it to the German. I'm now trimming the corners, guys, so that it will neatly fit into the pan. Moving the bowl over, don't worry.
I think we'll have to go back to screen all that up there.
Oh.
I think they're too far down there, and I don't know if I can control.
Do you know where that is? Because I can show you. Okay, the corners are prepped, and then usually I do a non-stick spray underneath so it will stay in place, and then a little bit inside too, so that nothing sticks. Like the only canola oil I have left in the house is the non-stick spray, because I find like all of the other ones just don't work the same. So usually I spray this over the sink, so it's messy. Around the edges too, guys. All around, and then you can press your paper in. That one, yeah, that's probably what I'll switch to. I do. Okay. I just need it for the recipes. How's the... Oh, you're asking Annie. Okay, I'll keep pressing this in, guys. See how the corners are so nice and neat now? Holy shit, that works so good. Ta-da! And now we'll set that aside until we need it. And then when the cake is baked, it's really easy to just take the corners, lift it up, and you can put it on the cutting board. Slice it up for serving. Don't forget to spray the inside part now a bit. Usually it doesn't stick with parchment, but sometimes it does. Just prepare yourself. Seems a bit louder than normal for the music. I mean, that's what it looked like in the OBS mixer. I know some people like louder music with their streams and like the broadcaster's voice, and some people like quieter. But anyway, Sam was gonna keep figuring it out. We need... this is interesting, actually. I need to turn it down just for what I hear. So the way that they measure stuff out in Sweden is really interesting, guys. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of looking weird just on the camera. It says 9 DL of flour. So 9 DL of flour, that's 9 deciliters, which would translate into 900 milliliters of flour. So that's how we have to measure this out. So grab like a liquid measuring cup is what we'll have to use and measure the stuff that way. But then you have like your tablespoon of cinnamon still and stuff like that. But if you guys are like, what is DL? That's all it means. So like the 3 DL of cream, it's 300 milliliters of cream. just so you don't freak out. So it says set the oven to 175 degrees Celsius, which I think is about like 350 Fahrenheit. $347. So yeah, we'll do 350. I'll go a little bit higher just because my oven's cool. I'll go 360 instead. We can get that heat in just because we don't need a mixer to make this at all. And then back to my proper page. Grease the baking pan. They say with butter, but they do the same thing. They put it underneath so the baking paper stays when the batter is poured into it so it doesn't move around. Mix all the dry ingredients in a bowl, melt your butter, stir in the butter and the rest of the wet ingredients. The batter should not be beaten, but only stirred. So that's why we don't use a mixer. And then we pour it into the pan, bake in the middle of the oven for about 30 minutes. Really easy, honestly. Okay, and then Annie. Almost forgot about your 5 gifted subbies. Also hope your Saturday's going good. He gifted subbies to Hasbullah, Pawabnai Eklerek. That's a good, these are crazy names, guys. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. Kaylee Lynn, that was easy. Lex Dezia and Alphabeth Soup. That's a cute one. And he says, Kate, question for you, please go ahead. It's stirred, not beaten, bonk. Definitely not shaken. Well, you can shake it a little bit. Okay, so that's the gist of this. Let's get all of our ingredients out. We'll mix it all up and get that baby in the oven. One thing I am gonna do real quick before we start all this, go into my cream cheese stash. It's cheaper if you buy it in bulk. Things are rough up here in Canada, okay? If you know, you know. So instead of buying 1, you buy 4. The most bang for your buck. We're gonna take the cream cheese for the frosting out of the fridge so that can warm up a little bit. That will have to get mixed, I'm sure, with the mixer. But let's help out the mixer a bit and not leave it rock hard. What do you got?
It's like pancake batter, Annie. If you overmix it, you kind of lose some of the leavening. Treat it like pancake batter.
Brownie recipe said not to overstir the flour and cocoa powder mixture when you stir that into the butter and sugar and egg mixture. Is that a thing? Yeah, usually I do the same thing. Like my brownies will have lumps of flour in it. And that way you get like, you actually don't incorporate any air in. They stay nice and fudgy and then they'll make that like crazy crackly top crust. That's why. Yeah, you don't want to work the gluten in a brownie. Hello, Samovar, welcome. And he says, why though? I don't know. We're both saying opposite things. Guys, Google it and see what they say, then we can discuss what everyone else says, since we all have different things. Also, the cake makes about 20 pieces. I'm gonna bring my phone and start grabbing ingredients. If you have things to add, you can put your microphone on. That is a-okay. Also, I found this really interesting in the recipe for this. They called the white sugar that we're used to using powdered sugar. And then I was like, oh shit, am I gonna have enough for the icing? But then I scrolled down and they call icing sugar still icing sugar. But powdered sugar in Sweden is just white sugar. I think it's the incorporating air. That's why brownies don't get made in a mixer either, right? It's all just done in one bowl and you're good to go. Because then as well, at the same time, if you overmix, so you're developing the gluten, you're putting more air in, the strong gluten is gonna hold that air in and it'll be like crazy bubbly probably. I don't know. the chef questions, but the chef doesn't know which questions to ask the scientist. This is my big ass bin of flour, if you guys are wondering. Buy that one in bulk too. Okay, spices, cinnamon, because it is a gingerbread cake. Ground cinnamon. Samovar. Ground cinnamon, cloves, ground ginger, fresh ginger. I only have whole cloves. So usually I just do allspice. Incorporate all of the spices. That, I loved that there was cardamom in this. And is that actually another recipe, is the cardamom buns that I've seen some creators make online? We need a tablespoon of bicarbonate baking soda. I think that's it. What are you guys doing to Sam over here? I'm like shuffling around. Do we still have a roommate? Yes, he is away at work right now. He is back in I think 3 or 4 days. Samovar, I'm staying out of this, Kate. I know squat about baking. But you're training at work to cook off the frozen bagels you sell? That's awesome. You'll be a bagel cooker in no time. Okay, the fresh ginger, let's not forget it. We'll grate it in with a microplane. Usually just keep it frozen. Ginger, really easy to grate like that. I'll usually do that if I buy like a big nub to make curry or something with and then I have extras. I find it just either goes moldy in the fridge or like just dries and shrivels up into a petrified piece of ginger. Keep it in the freezer. Find I use it a lot more that way. Okay, we need buttercream milk, and then the light syrup and lingonberry jam part is for the end. Butter. Everything is better. That might be enough cream. Don't worry, we have another liter. Okay, need something for this. Is there no egg? There's no egg. I'm so intrigued by this right now. Usually cakes have eggs. Let's also grab our measuring cup with the numbers on this side. I don't know if that is a mistake, but we're gonna roll with it. You having pitas for lunch? Ground beef, lots of basil, diced tomatoes and onions with garlic sauce. Why are pitas like always so good? Anything wrapped in bread, always good. Okay, we mix all of the dry stuff in the bowl and then we add the wet stuff to it. Aw, thank you very much. I am starting to get used to it. I'm really trying to like let my curls come out of hiding, I guess. Obviously when your hair is shorter it's easier. They're more springy. Okay, where do I even put this big ass flour bin? Because that's what we're starting with. We'll put it up in the corner here. So 9 deciliters of flour. So almost this whole thing. There's 900 up here. That's where we pour the flour to, and that's our amount we need. Don't worry, we got this. Guys, after stream today, going out with my best friend. I think we were bad last month in November. We've tried to like get together every month of the year is like a challenge, or at least for myself. But anyways, we're going out tonight. We're packing hot chocolates, non-alcoholic. I think this is good. Maybe a little bit more. We're gonna walk because like we both kind of live downtown in Edmonton, which is a bigger city in the province. We're gonna walk to the legislature grounds here, and they have it like all decorated up really nice for Christmas time. I'm gonna go enjoy the lights. Maybe I'll take some photos. Should be done with that. I'll just put it behind us just in case. And then shake that out. Okay, next. So use the same cup again. 4.5 DL. So think 450 milliliters, half of what we just measured for the flour, of sugar. I gotta get down because it's hard to see the lines on the clear cup. Whoa, don't pour it down the side. Okay, I might have done too much. Let me even this out. It was a bit too much. I'm just gonna get a spoon so I don't pour any extra flour back in, because it already touched the side. Oh shit. Now there's sugar granules everywhere. Bane of my existence. Okay. One more back in and then we're good. That's that. Take pictures. Yeah, they did. Was it this week? I think on Thursday. They did like a whole lighting ceremony where they had like a singing Christmas tree and stuff. So we'll see what's going on tonight, because it is the weekend. Maybe they'll have something fancy. You got the flour, you got the sugar. We're gonna do a tablespoon of cinnamon. There's a lot of spices in this, guys. I mean, I guess when they say gingerbread cake, it should taste like that. You're bummed, Mary? Your new friend moved to Minnesota, and then your old friend left for Texas for winter? So now you have no one to get like lunch with anymore? Mary? Do you guys have like a local social media page? Don't know if that exists. But that was like always fun, like when we lived on the island in the small town with, I think it was 10,000 or so people. Our local like Facebook page is called Meanwhile in Soup, if anyone wants to look it up. Like, was such a good spot for people to like find friends and stuff. I remember that people would post there. Okay, we're not doing the cloves, but we'll do the allspice. I might hold back on the entire tablespoon worth of allspice. We'll see. Do I even have that much? We'll do like 3/4. The music is louder than I usually have it. Okay. Samo turned it up a bit. I kept turning it down. Thank you, White Dove, for letting me know. Because you guys are the ones that are here all the time and know how things should go. I'm just wiping some of this sugar away, guys, because it's really annoying me. Everything's like gritty. Okay, let's keep going. We got the cinnamon, cloves, ground ginger. Let's do the cardamom next, and then we're done with all the dry spices. This is cardamom. They're almost out of that too. Good way to use up all the spices before the end of the year. I mean, they don't last forever. They say an entire tablespoon of this too. That'll light up your life. This is a main kind of spice, guys. If you've never heard of cardamom before in chai tea, if you know that flavor, love it. All right, let's keep going with our tablespoon adventure. I'm just gonna wipe this because we're going into the baking soda next.
No problem, White Dove.
Bicarbonate. Okay, what did Annie find? Annie did some research about over mixing things like muffins, brownies, etc. But the fudgy brownie doesn't seem like it experiences the same problems. You used a hand mixer. There was no gas bubbles or crumb to speak of. See, I've never used a mixer to make brownies. Even like the big ass batch, at camp that I would make for like the 200 people. Grab the biggest frickin' bowl you could find and you're mixing it by hand. Okay, a whole tablespoon of this, and we shouldn't skimp on this one because this is our leavener. There's no eggs or anything like that. Store all of our dry stuff back there. Okay, next, before we go too far, pick off some of this stuff from the ginger before we grate it. Use like a microplane or a fine zester. But you could use dried ginger too. I just don't usually carry dried ginger, guys. I'm pretty serious about fresh ginger. Try to grate it in the same spot, then you can measure it out. Pile it up. When there's about a tablespoon worth, you're good. Is that what we gotta start doing, Annie? Start a cooking channel on YouTube called For Science, and then start doing like side-by-side recipe tests.
You gotta make your control first.
Yeah.
And then you gotta do your experiments.
Okay, I'm gonna just put this right back in the freezer. That's what you think, Bonk? Bonk says, I swear someone was just making a chocolate cake once, overmixed it, baked it, so they let all the air out, Bonk thinks. And then they called it a brownie, because it was brown. Now you're just setting us off on another adventure. We haven't even figured out the first question. We even have more questions. Okay, mix this up. Before we go any further, is there salt in here? There's no salt, guys. I'm gonna put a pinch of salt. I typically do with all of my baking. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. Definitely gonna bring a couple pieces to Julia's. Yeah, 2 pieces. Sam says, all for me. She provides the hot chocolate. I will bring you the cake.
Hot chocolate with brownies? My wife's gonna be nuts.
It's not brownies. We're making gingerbread cake, you nut. See, now you've got them started on the brownie train.
I want brownies now.
I pressed the button. I'm off the train. Help. Okay, let's melt 300 grams. Okay, we actually are on grams of butter. Take the rest of this sugar out of the way too. Scrap the gingerbread cake. Making brownies. Gingerbread brownies, guys. Could be a thing. We need the scale. Now we're going for the grams. This is coming together pretty easy, honestly. We'll melt the butter and then we'll get the milk and the cream. And then I think we're good. Unsalted butter, guys. Unless you are using salted butter, then don't put the pinch of salt in. Have I ever made a gingerbread house before? I get pretty serious about it. Did we do that for work one year? We have done one on stream, I believe. Okay, let's eyeball this out. 1 pound of butter here in Canada is 454 grams. We need 300. Where's it gonna be? 269. 30 grams off. That's pretty close. Not bad. Not perfect. Boom. Push that down. That's a lot of butter to melt. This reminds me of the German cake, but the German cake was like full of eggs. and no flour. What is going on in Europe? I gotta wash the butter off the knife and the water's cold. One sec, guys. Might as well be living in an igloo at this point, hey? Your mom built the gingerbread houses when you were young? It took her 2 to 3 days? Do you mean like making my own cookies from scratch and then doing it? Because I've never done that. At least I don't think so. They've always been like pre-bought. Samovar. The internet's a good place to air out those things. Some people will relate. Okay, 30 seconds at a time so you don't make a butter volcano in the microwave. Next up, 300 mils of milk. Now we can use this again. I don't know why we have this spoon still, but maybe we'll use it. And then 300 mils of cream. Maybe we'll have to make a well. We can add all of this together in here. Nice, there's cake decorators at work. I think I could watch that all day too. With my perfectionism, I wouldn't be able to be a cake decorator because it would never be good enough. And be like, nah, I gotta redo it. And then I would just end up wasting time. That was actually enough, guys. How perfect is that? Finish it off. Let's check our butter, see if it's melted. A food 3D printer, Annie? Load up the ingredients and it prints it and bakes it at the same time? What the heck? Someone's gonna steal our idea. We made the well. I think I'm going to do first the liquid in and then the butter on top. Well, well, well. True caretaker, hello. Stovetop is so crappy you can melt butter on the back burner while it's not even on. What? That sounds like a safety issue. Your guys' stories are the best, honestly. Okay, the butter's not melted yet, so we'll wait to mix this in. And then we already have our pan ready, and I'm pretty sure the oven already beat too. So paper, greased. Take the scale and a few things away. We have a couple seconds. Go, go, go. Bring some icing sugar back. Oh, and maybe some vanilla too. For the cream cheese frosting. Alright, you got the beeps. Let's check. Looks pretty good. Maybe not all the way. Kind of scary. Let's actually give it a stir. Take the spatula out. It was just milk. Actually, that looks great. That's a lot of butter going in. Flour, sugar, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, cardamom, bicarbonate, butter, cream, milk, light syrup, lingonberry jam. There's no eggs. Susan even asked, should there be any eggs in the batter? I mean, Catherine said on the 11th of this month, the cake turns out so amazingly good, baked it several times, and it's just as good every time. Make 2/3 of the frosting and it makes a better balance. Well, I'm not holding back on the frosting. I guess there's no eggs. It's like more a chef thing, really, the unsalted butter part. No. There's butter everywhere. But yeah, we're like basically raised in the kitchen to use unsalted butter so that we can control the salt levels in all of our food. One sec, I need a towel. That's the worst thing. Greasy things are the worst to spill. But then like you'll always have the argument, oh, like salted butter will like stay for longer. But we're not really concerned about that because of the amount of butter that we use all the time. Like I use, yeah, basically a pound of butter a week. Between the baking and like making eggs and different stuff like that, having toast. Okay, so now we're starting the mixing. Is unsalted butter more expensive than salted butter? Or are they the same? Because I guess the salt is adding weight, right? So you're getting less actual butter, paying a little bit more for salt. So that's why it's cheaper. Okay, see how this is kind of lumpy still, guys? There's a little bit of butter slick just on the top, and I'm gonna go down and then through the middle because that's often, see where the dry stuff will hang out sneaky underneath. And that's it. So as far as I'm mixing before we pour it into the baking pan. Nice. Yeah, $5 a pound is pretty good. We pay $5.65 from the wholesale. That's about the cheapest. So the color is a little bit dark from the spices, but it'll probably go even darker when it bakes in the oven. Let's see, I guess. I'm gonna scrape this off. I'm glad I grabbed this big bowl. This is gonna be a thick cake. Using this spatula reminds me of this candy YouTube channel that we've been watching. It's called Hercules Candy, guys. If you want like a fun like ASMR thing to watch, just hang out at night before bed. Hercules Candy channel on YouTube. But they like scrape the massive batches of candy out of the copper pots with like the biggest metal spatula ever. That's what it reminded me of. We'll do a little bit of smoothing just because I've never made this before, so I don't really know what's gonna happen in the oven. But let's get it all the way to the edges at least. I think we're good. At the Lifesaver Factory, I'm so intrigued by these jobs that you guys have had. Like at factories, I've never. Tasting the batter, guys. So let's try the spatula. It tastes like gingerbread. I really like the cardamom in it. It's almost like a chai cake. Chai butter cake. Okay, what is this going to bake at? Or for how long, rather, I should say. 30 minutes. So we'll do 15 minutes on our timer. I'll go grab my watch. Whoa, for the frosting, guys, browned butter. We start with browned butter for the frosting before the cream cheese. Get the mixer. Okay, middle of the oven. We'll do 15 minutes on the clock to check halfway through. Then we gotta get some butter browning. You used a copper boiler? That's so nuts, I'd be terrified. 15 minutes. Okay, that's set. Gingerbread cake, check. Cream cheese frosting. It's like, where did I put my mouse? These things are different now. Cream cheese frosting. Ingredients: butter, icing sugar, vanilla sugar, and cream cheese. Brown the butter in a frying pan until it turns brown, begins to smell of nuts. Pour it into the bowl, let it cool off, and then beat it into a fluffy cream. Mix the butter, icing sugar, and vanilla sugar, so beat that all together, and then beat in the cream cheese to a stiff batter with an electric beater. Spread it on the gingerbread and then top with the lingonberry jam. Whoa. Right, Annie? Brown butter frosting? I think my favorite lifesaver is butterscotch during the holidays. You guys miss those lifesaver books? We used to get those from the one side of my family. Such a good stocking stuffer. Okay, how much butter we need? The same amount? We didn't buy enough. Okay, we're gonna use that is a shit ton of butter. Over a pound in the whole cake. Anyways, we're gonna do the 2/3 of the frosting recipe that Catherine said.
Why we only do 2/3?
Because when I asked if we needed another pound of butter, we didn't get it. You said one would be enough. Holy shit. It's not. This just in. Always trust your intuition if you're at the store and it's like, hey, maybe we should get another pound of butter. Trust it. It won't let you down. Okay, let me quickly do some math. Your brownies used 4 sticks of butter, so an entire pound then? No? Yes. Because 1 stick is half a cup. Do you see the things that we have to remember here in Canada? Just to live. We're stuck between the Americans and the Europeans, somewhere in the middle. We're figuring it out day by day. 300 times, wait, 2 divided by 3, 0.6666 forever 7, times 300 is 200. Wait, that should have been easy. 200 grams of butter. I honestly don't know if we even have that much. Vella, we always have at least a pound of butter in the freezer. That's a good idea too. Emergency butter stash. I like your idea. That's so much. Good thing I have lots of icing sugar. $300 mils of sugar, icing sugar. Okay, let's get this butter onto the stovetop first and measure it out, and then we can do the other ingredients after. Bonk beat us. You already had butter on the shopping list. What did I put this up here? Kind of hard to look at with the light. Okay, sounds good. This is wild. Now I'm trying to think, what am I making tomorrow on stream? Do I need more butter for it? Bob's pasta dish. I did have to go get the fettuccine at the Italian market while I'm out today for it. So maybe I'll get a pound of butter. Well, then I won't. There's no way we have enough. This shit ain't gonna work. We'll just have to do a little bit more cream cheese, guys, that's all. I'm just gonna do, we'll convert the cream cheese amount and then do a little bit more. We'll do 500 grams of cream cheese. One thing about Sweden that we learned today is they like their butter. And the dairy, like the cream cheese part, that's not a small amount of cream cheese either. Hi, Dad! Thanks for the 77 months in a row. That's actually one, maybe even the longest resub. That's actually nuts. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. The 1 block of cream cheese that I took out, that's not enough. We actually needed 2. This recipe got me today. You're at 80? Okay, so you're one of the longer ones too. So we don't even need this then. The measurement is on the package. I actually really like how these Costco cream cheeses open up so easy like that. Get out of there. I'll probably warm that up a bit before we use it, guys, just for the mixer. And then the other thing, just like a little bit different from the cream cheese frostings that I've made, is I've always been taught to start by whipping the cream cheese by itself first until it's really nice and smooth and fluffy, no lumps left, and then from there you can add the rest of everything in, like the butter, the milk if there is, or cream, the sugars, stuff like that. So I'm probably gonna make the frosting that way rather than risking it and then ending up with a lumpy frosting. That's just something that I have experience with. If you guys don't, then just follow the recipe. Nice, you're over at Brands? Say hi to them for me. And the old cooker dog. Just tearing it up for the recycling bin. Okay, so we will get that softened into the mixer, and then we can reuse the container, soften the butter, and get that in. And then everything else is just measured with a measuring cup again. You like the mouse, Annie? I don't know if Sam has sent you a photo of the new setup, but I should post it in Discord. Everything's actually working today. The heck? Plugging it in blind. It's not that way, it's the other way. There we go. Let's get ready to whip it. Whip it up. We need the vanilla sugar, 1 pack back here, and then I know I need more icing sugar, so I'll bring that. And then I also need another measuring cup with the numbers on it, so I'll bring that. But if we use the vanilla sugar, we actually don't need the vanilla paste. That's taken care of. No sense to double up on that. That there. This is what I'm talking about. I do get this from my European market in the baking section. They're not messing around with this cream cheese icing, let me tell you. Okay, once again, just like 20 seconds at a time to get that softened. Don't want to cook it or anything, and then we'll need a spatula. And then what is on my timer for the cake? 5 minutes. Nice. Then we'll check it. Short hairs. I did cut it again recently. It's been growing so fast. Seeing how far I can push the limit. So far, I think I like this length the best. Can still keep it out of my face when I'm cooking. Okay, 30 more seconds. That was still cold. Everyone have a sip of water. The real question of today, for those of you that were in yesterday's stream with us, because it was later at night, is Mish gonna show her face? Is there gonna be a child from Denmark in here? Yeah, see, if you overheat it, it gets bubbling. Like that shit was steaming in no time. Okay, scoop that in. Hot cheese! Get your hot cheese here. The frick? That's why you never just like set things like that at a minute in the microwave. Who knows what would happen? Would it explode? Terrifying. I'll have to start this on low. It looks like some of the pieces are a little bit firm. Crashed out at 9 p.m. last night. That is like my bedtime. And I'm okay with it, Annie. I am not someone that stays up late anymore. Especially I find in the winter, like once it's dark out, man, your body is just ready for bed. No sense to fight the natural circadian rhythm. Okay, we'll get this mix in, clean this off a bit, and then we'll get the butter softened. I made a bit of a mess. Yes, teaching tires you out. Well, that's like after streaming too, right? You have to be like very present when you are live in front of people. Okay, that was easier than I thought. Whip it. Next, with the butter. That's all the butter that's left. We don't even have butter left for the potatoes later. Sam's face right now. I turn that up a bit, guys. I don't know what happened, Mary. Emergency trip to Walmart. Drone delivery. Okay, 20 seconds on the butter. We don't need it melted, just softened. 9 p.m. is your bedtime too? Like one thing people have said that I've read that go to bed late and wake up early, it's nice to have the quiet. It's all about the quiet time in the morning. Everyone's still sleeping. There hasn't been many times on stream where we've had a butter emergency. But man, the times that we do, what a feeling. Scrape this all up. I'm not gonna add the butter just yet. We're gonna keep mixing this a little bit more. It's looking good though. Almost there. I got bunged up. Go rinse my hand. Whip it more. Sam's going to get butter. I'll add the sugar and stuff and then I'll wait for the other butter. We're going to get butter. A half a mile from your house? I mean, I wonder if there's some at the place across the street. But the thing is, you pay for convenience, right? They can charge whatever they want at those places. More! More! Yes, Annie. Number 1. Gigantifying emote for 30 bits? That's cool. The whine of the motors in this. So satisfying. That's looking great. One more scrape, then we'll do the vanilla sugar in. And then the other sugar will be here.
Do you need anything else while I'm gone?
No, because I have to go to Italian Center for the Remo pasta. So I'm just going to grab that later. Gigantifying a ban feta. We shouldn't trick me. If she doesn't come today, I'll make it up today. We'll get her. Alright, first thing. Vanilla sugar. Don't ask me what's in it. I can't read those words. Hello, they can see me. What's up, my love? Oh, you got the phone. I only need this. I need 4.5 or 450 mils of icing sugar. You got the rest of this. 450 mils of icing sugar is what we need. Sam says he's not locking up. Burglars can come in, so almost this whole thing. He shouldn't be long. Nice thing about where we live too, we're quite central. There's even a 450 line. Make sure you really even this out when you measure the dry ingredients. Nice. Okay, that was perfect. So then, you don't have to add all of this at first because it might sploot everywhere when you turn the machine on. So you can add this a little bit at a time is okay. And icing sugar likes to get everywhere, so be careful while you're working with it. Make sure your mixer's on low speed. Do a little mix and then you'll start to see this, how it changes color. You can give it a good mix. Next step. Is there no lid for this? No. It'll go poof in your face, right? And if you look up maybe, is it called the Bosch style old school mixer? I've seen some people here sell them on Facebook. Those look like they have a little lid of some sort. Wilson, you having a good Saturday? Okay, let's see how this mixes up. Remember, we're still missing our butter, and we're gonna add more. See where we get here. I think the timer went off at the same time I closed the calculator. It's currently off. I'm just gonna go check the oven, guys. I don't really feel like burning that lovely cake. Holy shit, that is looking good. like just browning around the edges, starting to get poofy and bubbly in the middle. Definitely another 15 minutes at least. It might be longer, but let's go with that. All right, now I'm gonna do a scrape around. Nice, yeah, it's so convenient. Having a store, like the store doesn't have to have everything, but just those couple staples if you forget, anything like that to run to. It is starting to smell really nummy in here though. So excited to try this. Mickey, he says, work's over guys. I don't go back for 3 weeks time. I hope you enjoy the holiday season. Get lots of good rest. I'm gonna whip this up now. Spend lots of time with friends and family. That's looking good already by itself. Okay. We need to try it. It's nice and smooth. Looks great. I did it a bit opposite of what they said, but we zoom in. See how good that looks. I love when you can see like the beater marks left in there. That's how you also know it's good consistency. So the cream cheese frosting will firm up a bit if you put it in the fridge, especially once we add the butter, right? Because that's always rock hard when it's cold. It needs the butter for sure, but that's a great start. Yeah, that'll just mellow out that bit of sweetness that is lingering from the sugar. We don't need the rest of this, but I would suggest making this up. And then while the cake cools, don't put it in the fridge. And then whatever you have left, if there is anything left, you can put it in the fridge after you ice the cake once it's been cooled. Straight up, Gabe. Like, I could literally eat a bucket of cream cheese frosting. Cake, carrot cake. What else usually has cream cheese frosting? There's not that many, but the things that we do put it on, it is so good. Alright, I think in the meantime, just while we're waiting for Samo, we're kind of stuck at this step. We're gonna do a little bit of prep with our meat grinder. So I'll go grab the meat grinder because that's our next set on our list, is the getting prepped to eventually make meatballs. But first we gotta grind all the meat. We'll get that in the freezer and then kind of get set up our little butchery station afterwards. Get the mincer. And then we were actually looking online at the different attachments that Incarcerum has. So with this mincer, I can also get like dies for extruded pasta, like spaghetti and stuff like that, which I've always wanted. And then you can also get the different die presses for cookies, like pressed shortbread cookies. And they're not even that expensive. So that might be something we get next year. But I'm gonna take out all of the metal pieces. See, Sam also stuck the grain milk in there too somehow. Sneaky. We'll go like medium grind today for everything. I don't like to go too fine for meatballs because then they go rock hard. Those are the 4 it comes with. That's the coarsest. We don't want that. This is what second coarsest is. Sometimes I do that one if I want it like a bit more chewy, but typically I'll do this for like meatballs, but we definitely don't want this. more for like fat and stuff to get it really nice and fine. But this should be awesome. So I usually just kind of build this up to save space in the freezer. The blade. Time to learn about the history of gingerbread. We should look it up. I wish Suzanne was here. She said she would be around, but we'll throw this in here now. Literally throw it. Stay. Don't come flying out when I open the door, please. Yes, I have actually wanted to do that. But it is so hard to source a good quality like suet or tallow now. Especially here, everyone keeps making like whipped tallow for your body. So the farmers are having a hard time sourcing it. It's kind of crazy. Oh, that too, Bonk. We never talk about that part. Is like when you turn on the grinder, well, yeah, the friction will cause heat. So that's why I literally have it frozen to the point where I can barely hold on to it. It hurts your hands. And then away we go. And then you use it for about 5 minutes, depending on the amount of meat you're grinding, right? And then it's still cold. Sometimes even still frosty when I'm done. That's when you know you did great. Okay, let's do, close this down a bit. Where's my Googler? Hey, Goo Goo. We have 8 minutes on the cake still. Let's see what I can find here. It's Tony Montana. Swedish Meatballs? Yes. A version of them. The sauce won't be creamy. It'll be a brown sauce is what was requested. Yet it is. You always wonder if the cake or the cookie form of gingerbread was invented first. Hopefully we can find this out. Gingerbread. Because I don't even think I know this stuff. This is going to be fun. That's what I was expecting too, Bonk. As soon as the balls are getting played with, me shall be here. You bought the gluten-free breadcrumbs, Annie? I don't know if you saw, but I posted a gluten-free gingerbread cake in Discord. There is a lot of sugar in it, so wasn't sure if you could eat it, but it looked good. Okay, gingerbread refers to a broad category of baked goods. Typically flavored with ginger, cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, sweetened with honey, sugar, or molasses. Like I would have probably done like a mix of brown sugar and molasses in the cake. Would be really good. Gingerbread foods vary, ranging from a moist loaf cake, why is loaf such a funny word, to forms nearly as crisp as a ginger snap. So yeah, it's moist or it's crispy. Bonk. Okay, originally the term gingerbread referred to preserved ginger. It then referred to a confection made with honey and spices. Gingerbread is often used to translate the French term pain d'épices, I hope I said that right, or the German and Polish terms Leferkuchen and Piemik. Piemik? I don't speak those languages. Respectively. Okay, pepper cake, because it used to contain pepper, or Lebkuchen. I do know that word a little bit, which means like sacrificial bread. Pepper is also referenced in regional names like Norwegian pepper cake or Czech pemmick. Yes. The meaning of gingerbread has evolved over time. For centuries, the term referred to a traditional European pastry very much like a modern cookie, traditionally used to make the gingerbread men. In the US, the first known recipe for soft gingerbread to be baked in pans is found in Amelia Simmons' 1796 cookbook, American Cookery. Like, that was before Canada was even a country, guys. That's how old these things are. I love like European history because yeah, you're talking about like 14th, 15th, 16th century. Here we have like 19th. That's it. Way back when. Pfefferkuchen, you know? Hi, Buffalo. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. Okay, what else can we find? There's more fun things. Okay, gingerbread is claimed to have been brought to Europe in 992 AD by the Armenian monk Gregory of Nicopolis. He left Nicopolis, so that's modern day Western Greece. There's like Grecian origin here. To live in Bondaroy, north central France, near the town of Pithiviers, which isn't there like a cookie or a pastry named after that town? He stayed there for 7 years until he died in 999, and he taught gingerbread baking to French Christians. It may have been brought to Western Europe from the Eastern Mediterranean in the 11th century. 11th century. Holy shit. Pfeffernuss cookies, a German spice cookie. Imagine making it there. Like, Annie, this is nuts, the history. I love this part of learning about food. So since the 13th century, a Polish gingerbread has been made. That looks like a more soft style gingerbread. The Polish style gingerbread gained fame in the realm and abroad when it was brought to Sweden by German immigrants. Man, people like still, hey? The way that people move around today, even the same back then. In 15th century Germany, so we are coming closer to us living, not very close though at all. In 15th century Germany, a gingerbread guild controlled production. So they had an entire guild made up, a group of people that controlled the production of gingerbread for the entire country. Early references show that the Swedish nuns baked gingerbread to ease indigestion in 1444, which totally makes sense, right? We use ginger now to help with our digestive issues. How Grinch. Just before the Dark Ages, literally. This is fun. Okay, what else? Gingerbread was a popular treat at medieval European festivals and fairs, and there were even dedicated gingerbread fairs. Wow. So how we have like little Christmas festivals. Imagine just going to a straight up gingerbread festival. Gingerbread obviously came to the Americas with the settlers from Europe. Molasses, less expensive than using sugar, soon became a common ingredient and also helped produce the softer cake. So yeah, if this isn't soft enough, we'll add a little bit molasses next time. Cool. But yeah, the first printed recipe for Americans, 1796 cookbook. The one that we most know here in the Americas, let's say. Okay, that was fun. We have a minute and 40 left. on the timer here. So let's get ready to check it out. Yeah, they knew ginger was good, and then the sugar just helps it go down so it's not quite as spicy. I wonder if it was more spicy back then, right? All right, that's the timer. Let's see. I used this smaller pan than they asked for, so it is going to be thicker. I'm thinking it will take a bit longer to bake. Whoa, it's actually looking like it's done. There's like no jiggle to it. Okay, let's come over here. We'll check it out in the other camera. Hopefully it's working. That was cool. You're welcome, guys. We should start doing that again. Hey, Annie's been asking for forever. Okay, what do I need? Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, that one is not right. Okay, they're just labeled a bit wrong. It's fine. We got this. There it is in all of its glory. So just pressing down. It might need a little bit longer. That's why I didn't turn the oven off just yet. It is quite dense. Usually go for like 195 or 205 usually for cakes. I think if we just turn the oven off, and then we'll leave it in there for, maybe we'll do about 10 minutes or so just to rest. 5 to 10. And then that will bring it up the rest of the way. But the oven is off, so it won't actually get any more direct heat. Perfect. It needs a slap. No, it would fall. The thing with that cake is there's no eggs or anything in there for stability. So we're just relying on like the baking soda that we added. If you slap it now, like you'd get a hole in the middle almost of it. All right, just waiting on the butter. I think I might just move the mixer and stuff, plug it in over there, finish it off with you guys so that we can start our butchery in our main area. We just have to mix the butter in and then the frosting is good to go. Samo shouldn't be too long. Yarrow, mallow, rosemary, chamomile, the poplar. There's lots of natural things, hey? That can be used. That's something that I like knowing about as I get older. All those special herbs and stuff. Okay, wiping the board because there's a bit of sugar there. And then away we go. Yeah, she posted all of the recipes in Discord. But just beware, they are all in Swedish. I can get them translated on my phone, no problem, in Google. But did not have luck on my browser page that I'm using for stream. And I'm just not getting into that today. Literally walks in the door. Amazing race, you win. You went to the other store too. He got it all.
Here's your cell phone.
You're a Swede? Okay, you can help us then. Okay, this is for tomorrow's stream. Ooh. Got two different kinds. That's for Barbarino. Somebody called the cops. Just kidding, it was the fire truck. We got salted butter. Calendar from my favorite market. Spinelli's Italian Center Shop. Ooh-wee. Okay, carrying on. So I'll just measure out a little bit more butter and then get it softened and then we'll finish off the frosting. And then the cake can come out of the oven and cool. And eventually those will get married together.
Were you guys just like, I wonder where Sam is?
I would literally just put that to the side. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna clear this so that when he comes back, I'll just finish it over there, but we can start butchery. Like, seconds before you walked in. Hilarious. Any Goose Lake trips this season? We are done with that place currently. For now. Don't plan to go back. Maybe in the new year if things change a little bit with management. But yeah, currently the stories that we are getting told about the people that still work there, not a good place to be. And that's okay. But life has a way of doing that, right? Okay, so I just kind of doubled up what was there. Because we didn't have nearly enough. Am I still happy to say that I got to experience going up and working in none of it, right? Yes. We can definitely say that. Okay, 20-ish more seconds or so. Maybe I can use the camera over here. Bring chat over. Yeah, Ray, life is too short, and that's why I said back then when we left. Life's too short to be around toxic people. If you're not happy, go elsewhere.
It's not even that, Annie. They started even splitting the rooms where you have to share a room with somebody else, and there's like, yeah, starting to get super crammed, and the food got a lot worse because they got rid of some other good people that were in the kitchen.
I don't know what's with that scene. Okay.
Yeah, so like the room I used to have to be in, now you have to split it in half with somebody else. So it's a Jack and Jill, and you're sharing a shower already, and you're splitting the room in half.
Whoa, okay, some of the butter melted the one that was underneath, but that's okay. All the same. Mix it in here. I am gonna just mix it up together because some of it's melted and some's not. You'll see over here. Whoa.
I'm actually planning on going to the bank this week or next week to possibly go get a student loan to go back to school to become a butcher and actually get my certification for it.
Okay, that should be good, guys. The butter will always mix in. It's the cream cheese that you really have to get whipped smooth, guys, first. There is a method to the madness. What are you swearing about over there? Nom. Whip it.
So we used to use whipping on Fridays, and I thought today was Friday, and I forgot that Thomas was supposed to go for the race, but you're going to see Julia, and you're so sweet. So I told them, yeah, tomorrow.
Ruh-roh. Okay, I'm just gonna do a scrape along the side, guys, but it looks like it mixed in so good. I'll show you up closer when I am happy with it. Why do you think I literally planned out this entire month, Sam? Because it gets nuts. It gets so nuts, you start forgetting about all the things that you plan to do with everyone. This thing works so good. Literally the best mixer of life. And that's how you make frosting, guys. Who wants to lick the beaters? So those can just hang out. The cake has to cool completely. before we put that on, otherwise it will melt and become a mess, which would be sad. We don't want that. We got mid peaks. I mean, it is, everything's warm right now, right? But at least it's nice and spreadable. I'd rather have that than like tearing up the cake because your frosting is too thick or hard. You can always put it in the Canadian blast chiller once it's frosted. That just means putting it outside for a couple minutes in winter. You were scared about leaving?
No, just streaming today.
Okay. Twin Peaks? Who's been there? Wait, isn't that here? No, is that in the States? We got Sun Peaks. I know of that one. Okay, I'm gonna put the scale away. That was one of the hardest cakes ever. Just because I've simply never even made it before. Okay, what else? Vanilla and this away. We can put all these other things too. Luckily, I've made a lot of meatballs, boiled potatoes in my life, and salad. So the rest of this, easy peasy. Butchery, red board, big old board. If you're wondering how big, about half the size of me. Whoa. Calendar was moving. Hi FCB. Welcome back. Okay, cream cheese frosting done. Timer is off on the watch. That means the cake can come out and start to cool. Set it on a metal rack or a trivet, something popped up so the air can flow underneath. Yes. Yeah, now it completely came apart from the edges. Let me show you in this other view. Look at the color of that. That's just where I poked it, but the edges got a nice shine. And definitely has some weight to it, I would say. No eggs in there. It looks cooking. I agree. Get this on the steel real quick. So we got a chunk of pork shoulder to cube up and grind. I'm gonna kind of keep the meat cubes separate, and then we have some tri-tip that we bought yesterday to grind because that's still currently the best beef option to buy in Canada as far as like price versus quality. What's cooking? Good looking. Oh man. Okay, I'll start with the pork shoulder because that'll be the easiest one. And then yeah, there's a bit of cleaning with the tri-tip and such. Some of this we're gonna save for tomorrow for Bob and his pasta. In that case, just gonna take out, we'll make sure that we put that ground pork in with the 2 Italian sausages I have set aside with that. It's like a baked pasta cake with 3 different meats. Really interesting. But let's get 2 different bowls. Leave one back here for the beef. Greek, welcome back. You've been lurking, nice. Hope the weekend's good. Tri-tip is expensive there, Bonk. Like, how does this even make sense? Tri-tip's expensive there, and now it's cheap here. Whereas, like, for the first probably 28 years of my life, I didn't even know that cut of beef existed. Because we never got it. Dust! Hi! You like that one? I added a few holiday emotes that are cute. We had them last year too. I didn't change any of them because I was happy with them still. Okay, look at that nice pork shoulder. Let's cut it up. What do we got? It's about like 2 inches or so thick. Wait, this was the pork steak. It got labeled wrong. I knew it was weird. Okay, anyways. So these are pre-sliced. I'm gonna pull a Food Network on you. If you can't get your pork shoulder pre-sliced though, it's totally fine. Just Ina Gartened your ass. Okay, and then, so these are pre-sliced about maybe 3/4, 1/2 inch thick. Usually I cut it a bit thicker, but we're gonna roll with this today. I guess I labeled wrong. One is a pork roast. That's currently in the freezer. These were supposed to be for schnitzel, but it all goes to the same place anyways. This, well, we bought a whole pork shoulder, Greek, and then we divvied it up. And yes, it is a pork shoulder. Don't let Titan know. Okay, I am gonna cut off like a little bit of this part of the fat and maybe this some of the connective tissue here that you guys can see. But otherwise, I will typically grind all of the fat in because once you cook the meat, you can always skim the fat off after. But it's important to have the fat with your meat so that it doesn't get dry while it cooks. Everyone's always scared of the fat ahead of time, but like I said, you can always take it away after it's been cooked. $7 to $8 a pound there, Bonk, for tri-tip. What did we pay, Samo? I want to see so I don't waste any of the meat. I'm gonna angle it. Oh yeah. Well, I am gonna need it from the fridge. If you could grab it, then we could see. Oh, we did. We already divided it up because it was a 2-pack. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna cube this into around 1-inch cubes or whatever fits through your grinder best.
It's life-changing, Dust.
Dust, you've never had tri-tip? You gotta. Especially if you really like barbecue meats. I like the white fat here. That's nice and clean. I don't like the weird stringy fat down here. That's what I keep cutting off. Because it's also veiny. You'll get like weird bloody pieces. Take it out. Yeah, we'll see a bunch of silver skin Greek on the tri-tip. There's a little bit of cleaning usually on the underside of it that I do. Because the freezer's so packed, and it's not like super cold outside either, this will just have to go into the fridge. But at least our main component, the meat grinder itself, is gonna be nice and chilled. All of these scraps you could always keep to make a quick broth, or just freeze it into a bag and add to the bag in the freezer. Once it's full, make your broth. These are the things that you're gonna pay the butchers at the store to do for you guys. I don't think this is too difficult to do at home. There's our pile of pork shoulder. Yummo. Looks mostly meaty, I would say. A little bit of fat, not too much. Okay, I will need your help, Samo, for the tri-tip. Because my hand's dirty. Move over, big broccoli bag. It's not your time to shine. That's chillin'. Nice, guys. The cake is just cooling. It hasn't fallen or anything. Looks good. Dude, the tri-tip is in that.
Oh,
yeah. Dust says, did I tell you you finally got a dining room table? No, you didn't. I'm happy for you. I know you've been searching for what, a couple months now? I need some water. If you want, you can post it if you're really happy with it. What? Did it die?
No.
Is it frozen? That's it. Stream's over. My sous chef
I told you Friday the 13th.
is getting a degrade on his paycheck. Okay, so the meatballs are just gonna be pork today.
I checked it. It was running at 2 degrees.
Bonk says fired. Suzanne says it works.
What?
Lucky
What?
that we're just gonna can do pork.
Oh, God.
But I still need that for tomorrow. He's gonna make me get the meat grinder out twice. Put the clean bowl back. We don't need that. She's here though. Couple minor difficulties. But everything else is going great. The cake is out and cooling. The frosting's good.
How did it go from 2 degrees to minus 27?
So here's the story of what's happening currently. This shit is packed to the brim. There wasn't room for an entire tri-tip, so we just started up. We turned on our fridge freezer that we use usually for camping. Sam's like, you want it on the fridge or the freezer side? I was like, yeah, we'll do it the fridge, please. Checks everything, makes sure it's all good. Literally froze. Sous chef's fired. We'll be taking a fine out of the final paycheck.
Oh, I don't get paid anyways.
Good thing he doesn't get paid. But the good news is the pork is good to go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the butchery board. The grinder's been chilling for a while already. We didn't have the meat out of the fridge for very long either. So we could potentially get right into that. I think though, the best thing we should do, let that stuff keep chilling. We will prep our potatoes, get them into the pot so that all we have to do is turn the burner on. Later, once we got our meatballs done, we'll get our cucumber salad done. And then finish up with the meatballs and taste the cake. Yeah, no kisses. Luckily, the chef has a heart and he still gets some lunch, I think. We got this for you, Suzanne. Love it. We also were learning about gingerbread history today. That was super interesting. It's been made since like the 11th century or something. But yeah, the cake is just cooling. Just came out of the oven. What, guys? Maybe 5-10 minutes ago. That's it. Not long at all. So we started with that, and we'll probably end with it. Grabbing my potato peeler, and let's get into it. You love lingonberry.
Story of my life,
I don't know if I've had it that often. I kind of forget what it tastes like. So this will be good today.
Highs and lows. Was that high? Bringing back the butter?
Yeah, that one doesn't count, Bonk. I can't use that on Sam. Go sleep on the couch. It doesn't matter. He'd fall asleep anyways. It's not a punishment. It's like sour, kind of like cranberry then. So we got red potatoes that I think we'll just leave whole and then boil. And we have a couple of these golden ones. here in Canada, they've been messing around with how they store potatoes. 'Cause most of the potatoes, these aren't even old. A couple of weeks, maximum 3. All of the potatoes I buy lately, doesn't even matter. They could be a couple days old. Straight to seed. Straight to seed. Gonna get a pot, medium-sized pot out for those. He came over.
Actually, I have a funny story about sleeping anywhere possible. So,
I don't know this story.
the other week, last week I think, I had to go charge the car at nighttime. So when Caitlin goes to bed, I go charge the car. I sleep in the car, come back with a fully charged car. I'll sleep in that car, no problem. I'll pass right the fuck out. Anyways, they cleaned the entire parking lot and sanded it last time I was charging the car. I slept through the entire thing. No lights, nothing bothered me. Woke up, I was like, huh. They cleaned the yard. Cool. Like, there was probably a loader at least, or a skid steer going around me. Nothing.
Doesn't
Just
work.
dead.
Yeah, doesn't work on this one. Okay, couple different potatoes. So we'll match the size of these to the other ones. Let's take care of all the sprouts. If I had a garden that I could grow in right now, this would be going straight into the ground. That will grow potatoes. The nice thing is they're pretty easy to just take off with your hands. But annoying, because I feel like once the potato starts to like go into like reproduction mode, then you start losing like your proper flavor and nutrients. Same thing when like your herbs go to seed. Lower the music more, guys. We can. Okay. And that's on the wave?
Yeah. On the right side, not the left side.
Yeah. I'll go down. I had it at like 7 before. I don't know why it went back up.
I told you. Went back up and I'm slowly going right down.
Okay. Let me know if that's better. I went down a couple notches. We'll get all of these eyes cleaned off. And then see if we need to like peel anything kind of poopy looking like that off. And we'll get them into the pot, get them covered with water, some salt, and then they're ready to go. It's perfect, thanks. I hope you're having a good weekend, Suzanne. At the start of stream, I said this one was dedicated to you whenever you did pop in. And thanks for bringing this food into our life. There's a bunch more people in chat now. I asked earlier when we were doing introduction. But who now has had Swedish meatballs? Whether you made them, you ate them at a restaurant, at IKEA. Annie says, me. I really like them. I just really like most European style dishes in general. But they're really simple. I think that's like why I like them the most. And then especially when we go the extra step and grind the meat ourselves. The texture and the flavor, can't beat it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these all whole. They all kind of seem the same size other than this little guy that has a big boo-boo. So just look them over. Ooh, kind of green, honestly. Pick off or peel off any part that looks not so nice into the pot. Yeah, you never made them before. They're not usually too expensive to get from a restaurant. Can I think of even like a Swedish restaurant to go in my city? I don't think so, honestly, other than IKEA. You eat them every day now in the Christmas season? How cool is that? So it's very traditional then. Ah! They're flying around. Potatoes are alive. I like to leave the skin on potatoes as much as I can, because we've learned once upon a time on stream together that most of the really good nutrients in any produce are in the skin, but especially potatoes, like all your vitamins and minerals. So if you peel them, you lose a lot of that nutrition value. What's going on, this little guy? I think it might be a sacrifice. It's like, looks like they put the harvesting piece of equipment all the way through. It happens. Poor potato. Okay, these ones. A couple more boo-boos. Need to make some chicken stock, Annie? I know I've been off in my broth game for a while. I went hard in the summer, and now what? Haven't been buying any whole chickens. I guess that's the issue. I know. Boom. Okay. Get rid of the peels. Switch to my bench scraper. So that's what we got there. It looks like such a small little pot. Should I switch this, honestly? That was deceiving amount. Let me see here. This is my smaller one. I think that might be better, guys. Give that a rinse-a-roo. Yeah. That's the one that has a steamer basket in it. That will get dealt with later. And now we'll cut these up to match the size. I think I'll go in half. And then what? In half again, and then quartered. Well, they might cook a little bit quicker, but I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Now that you make meatballs, you just make a lot. That makes sense, right? Just make a bunch at a time and then you're done. But then you wait another year. So you only really eat these around this time then. Oh, and then back in the day you didn't have a freezer. That makes sense. You got burnt out on meatballs. Thank goodness Misha's in here. She would have words to say about that. Sounds like a story of survival, Bonk. Okay, that's a properly filled pot of potatoes. Now run the cool water. You don't need it like cold. Just cool, but not hot. And then we'll just get these covered. Don't need to fill up the whole pot. You make them, but you fry them. That's what I was planning to do, is pan fry them. Take them out once they're browned. Make the pan sauce. I think we have to mix up a little bit of broth. Some beef broth. And then put them back in. Okay, so that's that. Let's get some salt so that we don't have bland boiled potatoes. Oh, you fry them as patties. So then it's quicker to reheat probably, hey? Chef Steve, yeah, he makes meatballs every week for his food truck. Does he rotate the flavor, or they just do the, like a classic Italian? So those are prepped and ready. They'll take probably about 20-25 minutes to come up to a boil and then cook fully until they're tender on the stovetop. Next one, we're gonna go into the cucumber salad. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break now before we carry on. And then away we go. Potatoes, done. Be right back, my wonderful people. It is I. I have returned. Okay, nice. His recipes from his grandma. Those are the best ones. Cucumber salad. Looking at it on my phone. Cause we gotta translate it. Is this also called gherkin salat? I've made this before for someone on stream. Oh, Pressgurka. Okay, it's the Pressgurka. It's like a couple different words between all of the countries in Europe, but like almost all of them have their own version of cucumber salad. The Pressgurka. That's what it looks like. Yum. Sliced cucumbers, herbs, a little bit of vinegar and oil, maybe some sugar. Easy. Copy. Paste it. We translate it. So it literally translates to pressed cucumber. I'm not gonna tell anyone this, but your grandma would sprinkle sugar on the meatballs at the end and turn up the heat so the meatballs caramelize in the pan. They're to die for, but you never manage to get them as good as hers, so you don't do it. That sounds good. That makes honestly sense. Dirty, but good. It's like a sneaky way to get extra yummy flavor into there, because it's like meat caramel then. It's like a savory meat caramel. Whoa! You remember, right, Buffalo? Were you the one that asked me to do this? 7 ingredients, it's simple. It says over 60 minutes, but that's only for it to marinate as long. They say delicate and delicious pickled cucumber, a charming classic. Ideal for juicy grilled pieces of meat. Incomparably good also with meatballs and boiled potatoes. They said it. So that's why we're making it. This is from 2001, the recipe. So you need 1 fresh cucumber, 3 KRM salt. What's KRM? We got through the DL, but what's the KRM? Suzanne will help us. Maybe Buffalo will too. And then we need vinegar, water, sugar, white pepper, chopped parsley. Do we also have some dill from the Arrow Garden we could use? And I love dill. Yes, so we'll probably put that in too. Slice the fresh cucumber thinly with a cheese grater. I mean, I do have that option, but I think I'll just use my knife. And they said you can peel it first, but I really like the skin on the cucumber. Once again, all your nutrients are there. Mix the cucumber with salt in a bowl. This one does make sense. You salt it first for a few minutes to take some of the extra liquid out of the cucumber. We will do that. And then while it's sitting, we can get the rest of the brine ingredients and chop up our herbs, and everything will be good. Sounds great. It's a spice measurement. I forget. You told me. Told you I'd forget, and I'm sure I said it then. KRM. Annie, you would have had to rewash them. That sounds good. Meatball stew? I've never had that in my life. I'd be down. It's like a quick stroganoff almost. 1 milliliter is 1 KRM. Probably just like a pinch then. A very small pinch. You're from the Jacques Pepin School of Thought. Don't peel your veggies. That's enough. Yeah, so just a pinch then. Well, they said stew. So I'm thinking like meatballs with a nice sauce and stuff and veggies. Where's my cukers? The Pressgurka. Have no fear. Whoa. Somebody's in here and they've cursed us again. I thought we got rid of Torino, but now the fridge is freezing. Even this fridge is freezing. Somebody's cursed us once again. I'm gonna not watch Harry Potter anymore. That was yesterday, was Friday.
We're finding all the things that are wrong. Yeah.
Fatty mixed sandwich. KRM is a millimeter squared? I give up. You guys are making it even harder to be a Canadian. Yeah, Torino. RIP, but honestly, what are you doing to me? There's our one cucumber. Let's get that bowl that we are gonna once upon a time put beef into, but we'll put cucumber instead. Trim our ends, a tip and a top. See? How you know stuff is getting frozen. The cells have been broken. And the thing is, they won't be the same. So good thing that we're using this. That also means I'll trim off the other parts of cucumber that froze. Literally just throw them in the freezer and use them up in a smoothie or something. Okay, so nice thin slice. I usually don't go too thin with this because the thinner you go, kind of the more soggy they get over time. I do plan to eat this in the next 2 days though. The tips have more nutrients? I don't know about that. It's not mushy, don't worry, Bonk. But it will eventually get there, right? Okay, so not too thin, about 1/4 inch thick is what I usually do. You'll see once they sit with the salt, it'll kind of change the texture. Stop flying underneath the knife. We're trying to make rounds. It's a cubic centimeter. The things we learn here, it's actually so fun. Who else in chat feels like they can't live without cucumbers? That's me. I love cucumbers so much. So refreshing. Even the times where it's like you don't feel like eating veggies, man, you can eat a cucumber no problem. Okay, so those are in the bowl. Let's get our salt. Maybe after this the cake is cooled. Nope, it's still really hot. Are a must. And then what else did I learn recently? When we made, I think, Chinese food, they are really serious about their cucumbers too. Just do like a pinch or two of salt because we'll drain this liquid after. But we'll give this a toss with our hands now. Yes, right? Fresh out of the garden, man. Mix that all together, and then you'll see when we come back to this in about 30 minutes or so, it'll be really liquidy in there. And then the cucumbers are like pre-seasoned, and then we took away some of the extra water because the salt will draw out that water. And then we pour that out, and then the salad is not going to be watery. I can't fit that in the fridge, so I'll just put that over here on top of the frozen tri-tip. It'll stay cool. Parsley. Oh no, didn't go in the bag. It's a little bit sad, but not too bad. Parsley, and then I'll take my shears, clip a few sprigs of dill. Look at this, it's going out of control, my dill. Here. Just so we can kind of gauge our timing against the 30 minutes. Do they use lots of dill in Sweden too? Or is it more parsley? So that's what I'll do for the dill, because a little goes a long way. They do both? Okay, good to know. I'll pick this first. That's why you eat English cucumbers, because it doesn't have wax on the surface. There's one thing I really like about the long English cucumbers. Is like the skin isn't very thick, and I really like eating the skin. Whereas like just the regular garden cucumbers, sometimes you gotta peel the skin. It gets a bit too thick and like woody almost. Persian cucumbers are probably the best. They're so versatile. This is the greatest like tag ever. If you want to know what's wrong with the world, we have Italian parsley, but product of Mexico. I'm just leaving it there. You can say whatever you want. That should be enough parsley for the salad. And then the rest of this we'll pack away. Pick out any parts that are already browning, because that'll just be a cancer and make everything else go bad. Where's the herb bag? Whoa, the green onions are flying out too. You've never had Persian cucumbers? They're the mini ones. Think the mini cucumbers, Annie? That's what they are. But I think maybe a lot of people don't know that they are Persian. Oh, you don't eat them? Okay. I mean, sometimes that's all the store has. Pick the herbs. And we'll give them a chop. They're like pickling cucumbers, but way better. Bonk. Oh, I'm ahead of the game. You're gonna go soon though, right? You said? In like 30 minutes or so? I'm just gonna get a container to put these chopped herbs into, since they're not gonna go right into the cucumbers. That way we can still do other stuff here. Ghosting. Once we don't hear from Bonk again, that's when we know he's gone. I hope you have fun. I saw your note quickly. You're getting things ready for stream while we were chatting before I started. But you said it was like a buffet sort of thing, not a potluck? Chop it up nice and fine. We're probably going to use some of the parsley to garnish the meatballs and stuff with too. I might get an even smaller container and just put a bit of the chopped parsley in for later garnish. Chinese buffet thing. Oh, nice. For the owner of the restaurant. That sounds fun. Totally. Anytime's a good time to get together with friends. But the holidays are always a good excuse. And then also other people that are introverts can't make excuses either. It's like you gotta show your face at least once a year. Come on. Buffet is a Swedish tradition too. That's so fun. I like when you guys share these little tidbits with me about your different countries and traditions. So that'll be for garnish. Rest of this can go in here. And we can just mix the dill in since we'll use it all. Be very herby and fresh tasting. Because the meatballs and the potato will be like saucy and kind of heavy. Parsilmus? What? Parslimonis. Annie, that was hard. Even though you're not gonna speak on it. Yeah, it's true. Suzanne says, wait, the rest of the world doesn't do Christmas buffet? I mean, it really is dependent on, like, I guess what you grew up with. And if you decide to uphold that tradition. Because then I also learned this week when I was at my client's, my one client, she's from Turkey, and like they don't even do Christmas in Turkey at all. So she said she didn't really know what that was and how people celebrated it until like she started going to some of her friends' houses and then obviously met her now husband. So that was really interesting to know as well. Now the Japanese do KFC, which we've done that Christmas before. What year was that? Maybe 2020 actually. That was fun. I think we're gonna start doing that like going forward. Sam and myself. Like try to celebrate a different country and how they do Christmas. Or like I've been really obsessed watching like the European walking channels on YouTube. All the Christmas markets and stuff. I said like next year we're not even staying in North America for Christmas. We need to go get some history in our lives. Alright, there's our herbs all cut up, ready to go. Probably keep them in the fridge if you can. Nice and fresh. That goes there, that goes there. Parsley on the ground, got that gone. Okay, next one, we need vinegar. They say 12%, so that's probably just a white vinegar, but I'm sure you can use whatever vinegar you guys want. Do the Italian Christmas, the 7 fishes, Mary. I've been thinking about it. I would not do that here, but if we are ever back on the coast, 1000% I would. That'd be so yummy. New Year's Eve / yet it is birthday is the buffet holiday in your house. Eat a bunch of snacks and wait for midnight. That's easy, right? Having a buffet set up, everyone can just kind of pick as the night goes on. Okay, vinegar, water, sugar, white pepper, and the parsley. I'm gonna do rice vinegar because I like that. Does this say the percentage on it? White vinegar is like 12%. This doesn't. That's fine. A white pepper. Where's my little container? We'll have to use the mortar and pestle. Sugar. Whatever you want. Might just use maple syrup. Keep it natural. Bop, 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 bop. Whoa, sorry. My other hand hit the stream deck that I have over here. I'm probably gonna zhuzh this up after stream today. Make it work a little bit easier for me. White pepper. I always just keep it in the whole peppercorns. That way you're safe No weird things in there if it's ground up. And we don't need a lot. That should be more than enough. This is a much more like kind of floral, earthy peppercorn compared to that of black pepper. Hello? Come back to me. Thank you. So I usually just give it a little smoosh first to get them broken down, and then we can get it finer afterwards. This is used a lot in Chinese food, white pepper. So if you ever eat it and you're like, oh, that's such an interesting flavor, this is it. Hey, thanks, Bonk. I appreciate that feedback. The fact that this entire new setup ran like this smooth, just had to adjust like music volume and stuff. That's an okay from me.
Woohoo!
Didn't want to jinx it by celebrating too early. There we go. That's how easy that is to do. Why do you keep going out of focus? Hello? There we go. I don't know why. Maybe the lights are too bright. But that's ready to go. We have still 18 minutes on the timer. Guys, I think we're gonna bust out a meat grind, honestly, while we're waiting. 18 minutes? That's lots of time. The grinder's chilled. The pork's all cubed up already. I think we're no problem. Oh, Madame Rainbow Pants, Mary, you're asking. We haven't seen her in a while, it's true. What did she say last time I talked to her? It was a while, guys. And that's the thing, is we should probably message those people. Like, if you guys remember, send them a message or bring it up to me. Ask me to send a message and see what's what. But you did see her recently, Bonk? Okay, perfect. But yeah, we're gonna grind the pork for the meatballs. And then the recipe for the meatballs, let's just check. I don't think there's that much stuff to even add into them. It's a nice, simple recipe. Scroll through Discord. The Kotbular. Do I say that right? Kotbular. She is a teacher. $221 Canadian? Whoa. Is it worth it though? Sometimes it's worth it. Buffets can be like a whole experience. This is what it says. Meatballs with mixed minced meat. It's pricey, Buffalo. Yeah, how much was the Bacchanal? We went to a crazy one in Vegas, guys. $85 American. You'd go to a Vegas buffet. It was unreal, Mary. Like by the seafood section, because there's all different sections, they just had like a rotating centrifuge of clarified butter that you could pour into a cup to like dip your crab into and stuff. Hey, breadcrumbs, milk, egg, onion, salt, pepper, fried in butter. Sounds great. It really was the best. Start dating Elon Musk. Not a chance. Okay, let's get this set up. Incarcerum, coming back into our life. I keep feeling the cake every time I go over here. It's almost cool enough to frost. Not quite. Come back to me. I mean, it wouldn't be a Swedish stream without the Swedish mixer. So we used it earlier to make the frosting, which we finished before you came in, but it's right there, the cream cheese icing for the cake. But the cake is chilling, so we can't put it on yet. And now we'll get it set up with the mincer and make our own minced meat. You got a timer on that soda? Yep. Okay. So I choose like the, let's say more fine dye than coarse for this. just because we want it not too chewy for the meatballs. Oh my gosh, maybe we'll go do that, Buffalo. Samo, they do the Swedish style buffet at IKEA for Christmas.
What?
And he says, I wonder if you could deep fry stuff in clarified butter. You would wonder that.
Yeah.
Sam says, this just in, you can.
That's literally what Bonk just wrote.
I didn't even look at the screen.
Hello. Okay, so this is all frozen, really frosty. Maybe hard for you guys to tell, but it's cold. We got this. Need to get the top part still. Are people still honking outside? What's going on up there? Honk it up. Boop, 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 boop. We need the feed tray and the plunger. Don't do it. Sam dropped the ice, or I almost said ice cream, the cream cheese frosting in the sink. And I told them not to take it out. Let's grab a big enough bowl for the grind so that we can mix the meatballs in this bowl after. So bigger than what we start with. We can't let it go to waste, that's true. There's that porco. Yummy porcos. Lick the thing to see if it's cold, not a chance. You sneaker. It would take a ton of butter to get enough ghee to deep fry with. That would be so expensive too. We thought oil is expensive. Okay, run this at half speed to make sure there's no weird sounds. Beautiful. And away we go. Nothing moved. We're great. Feed it in through the top. A little bit faster. And that's what you get. How was that snack, sir? See how nice that's coming out, guys? Not like just mush and weird together. And that's it. That bowl's empty. That's how fast it goes. But I said 18 minutes, that's lots of time. So probably make a good 2 portions worth of meatballs. Maybe a little bit more. Finish cleaning it out. And if I turn it up and down the speed, it finishes coming out. That's it, guys. Completed. Nothing else is coming out. Okay, so my hands are all messy. So usually the bowl that the meat was in first, I keep that in the sink so that you can put the meat grinder right into there to soak so nothing sticks into it. They're like nervous wormies. Take that all apart and back it up now that we are doing this. And then usually I'll clean this off with like my dirty hand that I was feeding the meat through in. Get off. And then open that up. That's how easy that is. And take it all apart. See how this looks like wet now? I don't know if you can tell, but all the frosty stuff got warmed up. That pours out. If that's nice and clean in there, can you see with the lighting? Nothing's like stuck in. You know you had everything at a nice temp. See what bunged up on the blade. I always say the blade is like an extra set of hands when you grind. Cleans out any of the sinew that I might have missed. So just check out how that looks, right? It wraps the stuff around. We'll see how it feels when we clean it all off. Try to get the usable stuff into the bowl. But yeah, that's like, whoa. That fat is so hard I can like not even pull it apart. Makes sense why that wouldn't go through. Don't throw it on the ground. Okay, washing my hands, and then we'll also do the soaking of the grinder parts in the bowl at the same time. Then what we need, the breadcrumbs. Was there egg, did I say? I forget. Couple other things. Make some balls. Get them cooking. Finish off the cucumber salad. They're not nervous, they just like wiggling around. And that's how easy it is to grind your own meat, everyone. They got meat on the mixer. Out there. Cabbage soup? Wait, cabbage roll soup? Did you actually like legit make it, or you did use up leftover cabbage rolls? It's actually one of my faves to make. More with like the meat tomato cabbage rolls, not the sour ones. But people always go nuts for that. Right, Bonk? Get ready. The balls are on the way. Balls will be here momentarily. Wow, you guys went real sideways there. Let's get back straightened up. All right, back to this. 500 grams-ish of minced meat. I think this was around 7, but I'll follow the rest of the recipe for it. Mo Mario, hello, welcome. So half a cup of breadcrumbs and 100 milliliters of milk. Where if you look at this measuring cup, this is 125. So just do a little bit less of that than the milk and you're good. Kind of get that spread out a bit. Nice. There we go. Because we'll do breadcrumbs and then pour the milk so it will start to rehydrate. You want the sourdough breadcrumbs, Samo? Sure. Maybe I won't open that bag if it's vacuum sealed. Just use up the Italian center ones. Got the salt and pepper over here. It's kind of pouring over the side, so I'll put a little bit less. Okay, there we go. That is one thing I remember when I made these last time, is there's quite a bit of breadcrumbs in it, but it was nummy. The onion part, if I ever put onion in meatballs, I will finally grate it, but I think I'd rather put just a little bit of garlic flavor instead. I'm pretty picky about minced onion in my ground meats. I don't know about you guys, but there's been a few times that I added the onion amount and it just like, that's all it tastes like after. Remember, a little bit less than that half cup. Yeah, there's no egg in here, so it'll definitely be the binder and filler bonk. So you whisk the egg with milk and cream. Oh, there is egg. How did I not see that? I've read the recipe like how many times? That is literally what they said. So I usually never bother with that step. I've seen it in a few other recipes. By the time you mix this all up, get it balled, everything is gonna be rehydrated. There was an egg. I'll show you my not so proper way to make it, I guess. Maybe because I've made so much meatballs over the years that I've simplified it. I love the egg in the meatball, so I'll definitely put it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a bit of granulated garlic in there instead of the onion. I'll go grab that. And then it's just the salt and the pepper, and we'll mix it all up, guys. Don't ask me what that was. Okay. All the Swedes are fainting. We killed them.
We used the egg, don't worry.
Onion goes great with meat. If I did that, probably Sam wouldn't eat it.
Nope.
So I have to do the garlic instead, guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my hands once these are seasoned and we'll get it all mixed up.
Oh, you can put onion powder.
I only have granulated onion, not the powder version. So even that wouldn't work. And then I think I'll use a small scoop to help us scoop these out so they're all nice and small. That is one thing I do know, is that the Swedish meatballs are usually a lot smaller. Red onions with lamb meat, that's actually really good. Something about like the strong flavor of the lamb can hold up to the onion flavor. Force feed him. That doesn't sound that fun. One more pinch of salt. We can always add more salt later. What are we gonna ball these into? Maybe I'll just... I did that this week earlier with chicken meatballs. It worked really good. So this is the scoop I'm using. Usually go in and break the egg first. Did I ever see Annie said porcini powder? Have you ever tried porcini powder in a burger? My clients actually have a container of that from Trader Joe's in their pantry, and I'm like intrigued by it. It's called umami powder. And it's just like mushrooms and stuff blitzed up. This looks great actually, guys. The fresh minced pork is gonna make it so good. Make sure all the breadcrumbs and the milk and everything and the egg is all distributed. You can like tell where the egg yolk was because everything is yellow. Yeah, usually I mix it until it gets kind of sticky like this, and that way you know that they're not gonna fall apart in the pan when you go to cook it. Find that homemade minced meat, you can be a bit more aggressive than the store-bought. So that should look like that. And look, that was our 30 minutes for our cucumber salad. So we'll get that finished so it can marinate while we finish off the meatballs and cook the potatoes. And then while those two things are going, we'll frost the cake and get that done. Worcestershire powder. That's so interesting. I've never heard of that. That's a great way to use, or a save space, rather. Okay, so you can do like a test. Take your scoop, fill it, kind of swipe it along the side. When I go to put this in the pan, I'll use my other hand to take away those little scraggly bits. And then it will scoop like that. Should I do it on the side of the bowl so you can see? Nice little meatball. And those will fry up. Okay, let's look. Mix more to get some bounce. I don't like bouncy balls. That's when I won't be able to eat them. Like, I can't eat store-bought meatballs that are pre-done. I literally can't. Sam knows. So I guess we're both kind of picky. Okay, but look. See how it's like really liquidy, guys? There's not like a ton. Oh, maybe there is a little bit to pour out.
Who's picky on balls?
Well, you don't like the onion in the meat, and I don't like when it's too bouncy.
Yeah.
So we're both got picky on the balls. All right, guys, white pepper going in. Do we need some salt? Never a fan of meatloaf for that reason. It was too like bouncy. Or, oh, okay, the onions with the beef. Right? Because sometimes like if the onion's really strong, that's all you taste. So we already have the salt in here. Oh, interesting. We need 100 mils of water, actually. Make sure it's cold, right? And then we'll do our vinegar and sugar, white pepper. And then we'll grab our herbs out that we chopped earlier. Dill and parsley. We're almost there, guys. I gotta get that potato pot on. Okay, so this is 80 mils. Just do a little bit more. We're almost there, Samo. You love raw white onion Greek? Is that a Greek thing? Is that a Greco-Greek thing? Guys, I'm turning on the potato pot over here. Like medium-high heat. So it can start coming up. Because the meatballs won't take that long.
I remember when you took the chop of that fucking
Ooh, I almost died. Almost died that day. Okay, next one. Only 2 tablespoons worth of vinegar. Let's get a spoon. Something that we can stir this up with too. A bigger spoon. I'll just measure it in this. I'm using rice vinegar. Not as crazy as just white vinegar.
like we have a stove for rolling
Interesting. Our white pep. Probably not all of that. I'll stop there. Herbages. A touch of sugar. You need a little bit of maple syrup. Doesn't spike your blood sugar that way. Boom, just to balance out the vinegar. Such good flavor in that. Now we mix it up. Careful, because it's kind of like liquidy, right? It's got to marinate in that stuff. And then we'll give that a stir every now and then. It's not too vinegary at all. That's really nicely balanced. I think I'm gonna leave that and then we'll taste it one more time maybe before we serve. You like that I'm adjusting it? That's good. Sometimes I worry that people will like get upset if I do that, but like at the end of the day, you should always eat food that you enjoy, especially if you're making it for yourself. That's one of the first things that you learn, is that a recipe is just a guideline. And everyone's palates, like we all taste different things. So what works for you might not be as tasty for somebody else. That's why I always say, like, really judge how people eat here, because over time you will learn that all of our palates are different. Should we be willing to try new things if we never have had it before? Yes. And then once you know, you can make a decision from there. Yet it is, you've been addicted to pickled onions. Pickled red onions are addicting. Like, I always have a bit in the fridge. Okay. Everything's ground. We made the cucumber salad. We made the meatballs. Pan fry, sauce. Potatoes are on. We got the lingonberry jam. That's it. The one thing for the sauce real quick before we go over there, I gotta mix up a little bit of broth, I think. I bought some bouillon for that because I'm out of stock. So maybe we'll mix up like 2 cups worth, 500 milliliters, just to get that ready for the sauce, because that will go in after the meatballs are done frying. And I always like to have that stuff prepped and ready. The other thing I'll probably do is, like, how do we want to thicken this? Throw a nub of butter in and then with flour, Samo? Our gravy with the meatballs. Bye, Bong. Have fun at your friends, miss. Be safe. What's up? The flour cake. I don't think there was a gravy recipe with this. Excuse me, it's just the meatballs, but we'll just make a pan sauce. I think that's pretty traditional. Oh wow, 3 rounds of COVID, like you actually notice that your taste buds are not the same anymore, right? Okay, looks like we are out of hot water for the day. I'll do my best mixing this up. But our building has had issues with the hot water for, I think it's like 3 weeks now, since we first noticed it. Luckily, I had a shower while it was still warm this morning. Let's do a nice scoop of this. Yeah, Samo kind of got the shit end of the stick on that. Mix that up with a little whisk. Knowing it has rained all summer, the smell afterwards, you don't smell that one at all anymore. I do know that smell. I also know the smell of when snow is coming. You probably know that smell too. It's such a good smell. It's like fresh, but also like wet pavement and stuff. Okay, so that's all good. I might need more, so I'm just gonna leave it up and over here, but let's go over to the stove. I think we'll start cooking. One thing about this stove cam, I'm just going to switch out one of these. My face for this. Is that possible, Samo? Add a video capture device. I'm not dealing with that today. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Get out of here, cutting board. There we go. Okay, we're back. So, look down at where we're actually working. Potatoes are here in the pot. Don't know if you could see the red glow from the burner, but I have those on medium-high heat. They're just cubed up, water and salt. We got our meatball mix. I just set it there on the stove top because my counters were getting a little full earlier, but I now have some more room. Now we're gonna get out a big pan to fry everything up in. Widest surface possible if you guys can. I'll use my brazier pot. The shallow brazier. And then I'm gonna do a mix of like cooking oil. I'll probably leave the butter part for this until we make the sauce. I always forget how much I love this camera, so I'll go a bit closer. So that way we can do the potatoes too. Okay, that looks good. So let's get this on to like medium high-ish heat too. What's that, my love? Big old bottle of gin. And then let's just do some cooking fat, guys, whatever you want. Something that has a nice stable temperature at high heat would be my recommendation. And then we just want to fill up one layer at a time. Don't want to overdo it because then nothing will actually get browned. And that's where all your flavor comes from. Crimson, hello. We're making an IKEA meal. We're making a Swedish meal for one of our community members today, yes. Hi, Gearbox Man, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome in. We got this. I think we'll put the gingerbread cake over here. Get it ready to frost when things are in a good spot. Go grab my big flour bin again too. I need that for our sauce part. Just enjoying some green tea with lemon. That sounds really nice and refreshing. I'm excited for my hot chocolate later with my friend. We're going to see some of the nice Christmas lights set up downtown here at our legislature. It's pretty nice outside in Canada. You're eating Kung Pao chicken? That's always yummy. Weather's actually really nice today. I haven't checked on the forecast. Give that a little swirl to get the fat around. Let's see, we're at -4 Celsius. Below tonight it is cooling off here though, coming up -15. I gotta dress warm. Super windy there. See, I don't like wind. Yeah, seems like we're getting a bit of a cold snap, hey? Almost ready, this pan. I'm excited for the cake, guys. Okay, while I'm waiting for this couple more seconds, I'll grab a whisk for when we go to make our sauce. And then we also need just a few nubs of butter. One to coat the potatoes once they're done boiling. And then the other one for our sauce too. We'll make a bit of a roux. I'm so excited for the cake. We were kind of thrown off because there wasn't an egg in the cake. And we were like, whoa. But all of the comments say it turns out amazing. So we were brave and just carried on. Okay, this is smoking. Let's go. I gotta turn the fan on a bit too, guys. Just to get some of the heat out of the house. And then we could always give these a little smoosh once they're in the pan. But if you want them nice and round, then don't even touch them. And then these will take a couple of minutes to fry before we flip them over so that we get a nice crust. Nice and browned on the one side. Try to make them all the same size. That's why I'm using a scoop like this. So that they all cook the same amount of time too. I'll get this first layer down and then I'll come back and check out chat what you guys are saying. You guys see the potatoes are coming up over here as well. Turn that pot down in a sec. These look like and sound like they're frying so good. I'm gonna turn the heat down a bit. Potatoes about to blow. Man, that is deceiving the amount of like meatball mixture that we made. Almost good thing that we didn't grind the beef. We would have had so much more. I'm just like trying to fill in a couple of small gaps. This will be our last one. So then you need space for when they flip over too. Cast iron, yeah. We did a ground up pork shoulder. I think I'll just turn these over with a fork. Be easiest just because they're small. Let's see. Nice. Nice and browned. So I usually flip them and then give them a little press. And so then these will come out of the pan once they are all browned on the two sides. We'll do another round until all of the mixtures are cooked. And we'll make our sauce, put everything back into the pan. And yeah, the meatballs will typically shrink a bit. This one might be hard to flip over when they cook, just with the amount of fat that I left in there, but that's okay, because then we don't need to add any extra fat to the pan. Okay, I'm gonna switch this around because you can tell my burner was very uneven. And then as far as potatoes, I think we'll set a small timer just so that they don't get overcooked. I'll do maybe check them in 7 or so minutes. Give them a poke with a knife. Hootaz, that's your home country too. You can say thanks, Suzanne. And bye, Mo Mario. Thanks for hanging out with us. You never heard of frosted gingerbread with lingonberry, but that might be a thing somewhere in the country. It wasn't me. But I'm so excited to try. Okay, those are actually going to take a little bit of time to cook. And then when they come out of the pan, can I just put them back into this bowl that we have the meat in? Maybe. Move it over a bit. I always try to not make too much dishes. It's easy to just keep grabbing different containers, but then someone always has to clean that up after. Getting our butter nubs here for the potatoes and our sauce. Just while we're waiting. For the potatoes. And then probably the same amount for the sauce, guys. I think so. Some of these are like funny shaped. I got worried that the pan was at too high of a heat, but I'm gonna turn it back up now, honestly. We went too low. But wow, those shrunk a lot. Trev says howdy do. Welcome, Trev. We got the balls cooking. We got taters in the pot over there on this side. We got our Lingonberry Jam back here. And then over on the cutting board area, we got our gingerbread cake and frosting waiting for us. A menu request from Yet It Is. Thanks, guys. I love when you do that. Thanks for saving up the points. I mean, that's what we're doing on stream today. Cornish beef pasties, please. Or you can pick something else. No, don't. If gluten still bothers my stomach, I'd love to make those. That'll be fun. They're actually so nummy. So now we get to learn another thing. Butters are over here. Okay, so these are gonna finish cooking in the sauce. I'm just gonna take a slotted spoon and scoop those out. And get the next round going. Okay, they're probably like over halfway cooked. Maybe even 3/4. They're looking and smelling really good though. They're gonna turn out. Ah, almost dropped my spoon. My spoon. Okay, next round. Next round of balls. Trev, I saw you said something, but I'm currently in ball land, so I will revisit your statement in a second here. Once we are reballed up in the pan. Deceiving amount of balls were made. I said, yeah, maybe this will give like 2 portions worth. Try like 4. And I'm okay with that. I usually try to make 4 portions of food when I stream so that I have a couple leftovers in the fridge during the week, whether it's for lunch or dinner. Man, is it gonna be 3 rounds worth? See what we can fit in here. Whoa! I almost tore it apart. I was just trying to make some extra room. Since they're frying so well, I gotta swivel this again. I can see it's cooking a bit uneven. Okay, keep going. But nothing is stuck, so really good temp for frying. And good mixture. The meatballs aren't just falling apart. I might have like 4 more. See if I can sneak them into the pan. And then we're done. I think we're gonna fit them. Okay, the last one's a big one. There was too little for 2. All right. Washing the handles. Nice, Gabe. You made some jalapeno cornbread to go with your cabbage roll soup. I would fox with that. Trev says thumbs up to the cabbage rolls too. Okay, that's my timer going off for the potatoes. Before I flip these, let me just poke these. They're getting there, but definitely not yet. I'm gonna do another, I think, 5 minutes at least. Start flipping them. What's like the first ones that went in? Whoa. Got a little dark, don't worry. Not burnt. Flavor. Sam just laughed. It's not burnt. It's caramelized. People. Caramelization station. The Maillard effect. Just a fancy French word which means browning. These ones are flipping over, no problem. This has been fun. Look at those. Okay, actually, those will finish. We'll get the sauce in and then we'll come over, frost our cake. Woohoo! I missed your joke earlier. I'm sorry. I was in meatball land. It's crazy over here. What else? I'll scroll back up. Get out of here. Ad break. Hoagie. Hoagies are good. That's like a sandwich. You just finished making burritos? Nom. Annie, I made you want to eat potatoes this evening. Did you make some? And hi, Rafuls. Why did the chef take some meat to the doctors? To get it cured? That's actually not a bad one. I think Annie would appreciate that. He says thank you. Okay, roll the balls around if you think they need it. Cooking balls, up to your best judgment. Few more moments on those, and then we'll scoop them out. Get a little saucy. The joke. It wasn't quite bad enough. Trev.
It honestly wasn't bad enough.
These are gonna be so tasty. It got added to the Annie counter, so yeah, it still counts. It's true. Okay, ready? Scoop the balls. I had a like dilly burp from the cucumber salad when I tried it, guys. There's that. Let's turn this down a bit so we don't burn the butter. I might just move it off of, ouch, that burner for a second while we put the butter in. Youch. It's smoking, so I just want that pan to cool off a bit. No burnt butter. How does Sam feel about what happened to King Burger? What's King Burger? I don't know what that place is. Does Sam know what King Burger is? How am I serving the meatballs? We're doing boiled potatoes there. I got cucumber salad, which thanks for Fools for the reminder. We'll give it a toss-a-roo. It's called pressed cucumber from Sweden as well. A little bit of vinegar, sugar, salt in there, herbs. And then sauce with the meatballs, which we're gonna make now. So we'll move that back on. It's done smoking. One nub of butter in there. The other one's for the potatoes whenever they're done. We have over here a whisk to help us with these next steps. I'm gonna get this melted first, shouldn't take long. We have some flour that we are going to put a small amount over the butter until it makes a sort of paste. So like that. Whisk it up. Don't want any lumps. I'm not doing like a crazy thick roux for this, just because I'm not making a ton of the pan sauce. I only made about 500 milliliters of stock for this. Okay, so now we got that. Just gonna leave that there for a sec. Come over to our broth that we mixed up earlier. This is beef broth, and we're gonna add a small amount at a time, and you'll see what happens. So it's gonna get kind of clumpy again. The moisture evaporates. Again, you keep doing that until you have a smooth sauce base that you can add the rest of the liquid to without it getting lumpy. What is going on back there? Sam's swearing. One sec. I can't go away at this point. Keep adding. We're almost there. What? She's arrived? Oh no. The Swedes will take care of her. We're almost there. You can always add more stock in, guys. That's okay. But see all the like yummy browned bits that we just got off of the bottom of the pan? So then we'll work on bringing this together. Just a nice coating of pan sauce. See how that tastes? It should taste pretty good with the butter. And then we want to be whisking this for the next little bit until it is properly thickened. Is there any feta? There is not. No feta. I don't know about Swedish food. I haven't ate that much of it. And whether feta is a staple there. This might taste pretty starchy for me now. At least I'll get an idea. Mmm. Man, that beef broth from Knorr is so good. That's actually like perfectly seasoned already. So we'll just let that thicken. I'll let it come up to a simmer first before we add our meatballs in. Guys. Potatoes are almost there. Mish, you're gonna make them all mad. The war has begun between the Europeans. I'm poking the potatoes. See where we're at. Almost there? How long does this pot take to boil? Hello? Okay, well that one's falling apart. Oh, and some of the other ones are too. But my fork just went right through it. I guess that means they're done. Turn it up a bit more, yeah? Before we finish off here. Let's give this a whisk. I can see bubblings. Bubbling action. So see how this looks creamy, but we didn't add any milk or anything? That's from the roux from the flour and butter mixture. So if you like your gravies to look like this, use flour. If you like it more like clear colored, use cornstarch.
Suzanne, what is cheese? What is cheese?
Nobody knows. I'm bringing this big bin of flour away. And once those balls hit the pan, we're icing the cake. We've made it. It was a good day, all in all. Small amount of dishes. There's been worse times. Put away our cooking fat. Quest trade. Those are the ads you got. Thanks, Kenor. Alright, that got a little bit thicker. This is the small amount of flour we added. It shouldn't take too long to cook out the starch. Let's get those balls in there. And the 5 minutes on the potatoes is up.
Whoa.
And we'll let those finish simmering. Look at that. One perfect pan. In the sauce. Put the lid on. Say goodbye for now. We'll come back. Bob says I just got home from the store. You don't have to go tomorrow. Thanks, Dr. Swiss 23 for the follow. Welcome in. We're going over here. Hello. Close up.
Close up of the cake. Look at the corner. Don't ask me why my camera's doing that today. I don't have answers currently.
But there is the cake. The former Danish Queen Margaret, tried to move to Sweden because we have the best cheese and pork. You just made it up. So this is Swedish gingerbread cake. We learned about this today. Maybe I should take it out of the pan. Turn some of those things down to frost it. Usually I do it like on a cutting board, because then we can cut it after. I think this one is the perfect size. So it's all cooled. We've had the frosting ready to roll whenever this was. Should be able to lift this out or slide it out. There's a lot of butter in this cake, so much that Sam had to go to the store midstream to get more. Just if you guys were wondering, it's over a pound of butter between the frosting and the cake. So now we should be able to just lift this up, slide this out. There's a bit of weight to it, but man, it smells so good. Looks really good too. Suzanne, you can never get too much butter. That's the one thing we said. Okay, Sweden does not hold back on the dairy. I didn't know that. Just peeking on these balls. Holy, they look good. They look good. Very nice balls. The squeak from the container.
This is our yummy cream cheese frosting.
Open up, guys. Slap it on there. This is the fun part. They did not hold back on the amount of frosting on this cake, I will let you know. I am salivating. I think that's honestly a good start. Whoa. It needs to be massive. I am so into this. It's gonna be like the same thickness. The same thickness. I'm salivating so much, guys, I can't talk right.
That's all, folks.
The same thickness. The ads froze. You should write to Twitch. Guys, if you're wondering on the ads, we did a little bit more looking into it. The lowest amount of time that you can set is 3 minutes per hour.
So you'll get an ad block for 3 minutes every hour.
Yeah. That's the lowest amount of time set. Is there like a fancy way we gotta do this frosting? There's so much. Is it even gonna stay on the cake?
Normal TV is 12 minutes of ads for 30 minutes.
Oh no, there's a crumb I got in there. Okay, so usually when I just do a straight kind of like rectangle cake like this, just to make it a little bit nicer on top with the frosting, like you can really leave it, even just like this is okay, right? But I'll usually do this little like squiggle that I've kind of perfected over the years with this spatula. So I just take my like finger here and then I just go back and forth. And then it kind of also lays out like where you're gonna almost cut the cake. So if you do 4 of those swipes through this, go a bit wider. Just a really easy way to be like, wow. Frosting recipe is very good. Almost looks like ski slopes or something. Like little switchbacks on the ski hill. Okay, meatballs are getting turned off. Potatoes are off. This, I would love to chill it, but there's like no room in my fridge to even be able to do that. So I guess we'll just leave it behind for now and then we'll chill it after. I currently can't put it on the balcony because I don't trust that a bird won't come in and pick at it. Just wait. We haven't cut it yet. I'm gonna have the dinner first and then we'll come back to this. Okay, next one that I am doing quick. Let's drain our potatoes out, the water, and then we'll get it shaken up with that butter. It's okay, because I don't want to get the cutting board all gross from the grill stuff. Up to you. Potatoes. Boiled up. Very steamy. Yeah, you go to grab the cake and it's just gone, Suzanne. I always thought that might happen when we lived on the coast before on the island. Yeah, but I always imagined that a bear would come.
That happened too for the grapes.
The bear did eat my grapes, it's true. See how the like butter starts to make it saucy, guys?
Yes.
gets like scraggly and absorbs all the butter, so that's perfect. Because then it will also absorb all the yummy sauce we just made. Okay, now we'll also come over with these and see how it is. See, what are you doing to me, light or camera? Maybe it's both of them. Get extra water off of the lid. Whoa. Now we need a proper spoon so that you can serve the sauce together. I know it started to unfocus when I brought the pan over. Holy guys. If you're unsure of the meatball being cooked through, always just cut it in half and check. I would say, yeah, it's done. I can't even see. It's done. The way the sauce came out though, holy smokes. It's so hot right now, Annie, I can't even eat it. I hate burning my mouth. But yeah, let's just slide that up and over, I think. No mashing on those taters, no, it's just a boil. A boil, no mash. Couple of plates. Let's do these fun ones. The enamel ones, because I feel like this is almost like IKEA-esque. Potatoes will go down first. Thanks for the follow, Vice Jackson. Do we need? Get a little bit more light in our life for this. There's a better view on the taters. So we salt the potato when we boil it in the water, and then the butter was actually salted too. And I found that the gravy was very well seasoned, so I don't want to add any more salt to the dish until we taste the meatballs all together. Let's get a pile of this on each plate. A little bit of each type of potato, since I was just trying to use them up. I know Samo loves his boiled potatoes because that's definitely like a German thing too. I would say that's even like a Ukrainian Polish thing. A lot of like the same stuff. Now this goodness. Turn it around. And then what about the cucumber salad, guys? When you eat that, do you just eat it in like a little bowl on this side? You know where I got these plates? You guys are gonna laugh. The dollar store, it's called here in Canada. They're so inexpensive. I think that's a good amount of meatballs. Little bowl so it doesn't touch the hot food. I mean, that's what I would usually do. See if I can get a little bowl of it on the side over here for us. Complete everything. Okay, it's not too hot. Let's see if it was too hot to sauce it. And then guys, where does the Lingonberry Jam go? Usually on them with the meatballs. Move the other ones over so it doesn't look empty. I spilled sauce. So you have a little in every bite. Okay, ready? Oh. Oh, oh. There we go. Give it a little stir around. It looks so nice after you stir it. This is like straight up comfort food, guys. I think we need more than that. We also need some for the cake. Might be too small of a bowl, but I think it'll fit really good. You can always go for second serving after, right? With the salad. There you go. I'm gonna take a photo. Lutefisk? No. Why would we? We'll die.
What?
Isn't that like the Norwegian shark or something? That's what chat is saying. You gotta be on stream, Samo. Okay. Come and grab a fork. I saved the parsley for the potatoes, guys. Do we even need it? We just made the most popular Swedish dish. And I'm glad to have done it. For Samo's plate too. Okay. Let's see how the meaty balls turned out. Take like one plain one first to start. Hopefully they've cooled off enough. No, they're still steaming hot. Hot balls. Watch out. Don't burn your face, please. Those are some of the best pork meatballs I've ever eaten in my life. It's so moist. Okay, I really need to try it with this. The garlic flavor is perfect. I don't think I would have wanted onion. My goodness, those are delicious. Mish says, pork meatballs are far superior to beef ones. Fight me on this. We might have a fight. The jam's like needed. The jam is necessary. It goes so good. It reminds me of cranberry, if you guys are wondering what lingonberry is like. It's like a sweet and tart berry. Let's see these taters. Sam's dipping them in the sauce. I love how this sauce just coats it perfectly. Really good on vanilla ice cream. It's supposed to go with the cake we made too, so I'm excited to try it with something savory and sweet. Those potatoes literally like couldn't be more perfect. They hold up, but then they melt right apart in your mouth. Back to Sam eating food that's too hot for his face. Okay, now I'm gonna cut through the richness with a little cuke bite. Pressgurka, pressed cucumbers. You have to eat every hot potato first? Can you just eat a meatball? Mmm. The cucumber will definitely taste better tomorrow. Like, it's really refreshing right now, but yeah, for like a quick pickle of sorts, it always tastes better the next day. Little meaty festive balls for your life. Raful said, Sam, how is it, brother? Mish. What do you want, Mish? If you have a hot potato in your mouth, you'll sound Danish. I'm not involved in this war. I'm just repeating things that I see in chat. Hang the ball on your Christmas tree? I almost just choked on you. Don't kill me, please. He went for seconds. What the heck? Oh. It's fine. It's a visual delight. Guys, it turned out really good. Like, way better than IKEA, hey? I know it took way longer to make it. But that's okay. I can't wait to crush that off stream. Forget those IKEA meatballs. This is the one. Taz, it's good to see you, dude. I hope you guys are A-okay over there.
Merry Christmas.
Guys, everyone go give Minnesota Taz follow. Fellow food and drink streamer. Always cooking up yummy foods. And I'm honored when you guys are here. I got a cake, please don't move. I got a cake, please don't move. You got chocolate mousse in the fridge? Let's go. That's always good. We gotta cut the cake. Get a serrated knife is what I usually like to use. You had to fight the meringue, it just wouldn't form stiff peaks. Honestly, sometimes that just happens. There's been times I've been very frustrated with egg whites as well. Today's Devin's birthday. Happy birthday to Devin. Michael giving us the deets. I've met both of these humans in real life, and they are legends, if you guys were wondering. Suzanne says, if I make a stew with moose or deer, I always add lingonberry into the stew. It adds extra sweetness and flavor. That'd be so good with game meat. Okay, ready? We'll go like in half for now. Killed Samo. Gingerbread cake, guys. I've never made this before. Look at the way it cuts through the frosting. Oh. What did you do to that shirt? Somebody send Sam a new shirt. Just wait for the piece and then you can finish that later. He's pointing at the extra frosting in the mixing bowl that's sitting there. Like, yeah, that's for you. Who else do you think it would be for? Wait for your cake there first.
Yes,
ma'am. That wasn't me farting. It was the serrated on the thing. Trust me, you would know. Sam would burst out laughing, probably.
She had a good one today.
This is what it is. It looks like gingerbread. Cake version. Yeah, I know you need 2 pieces.
What's good? Dude, what's good? What's good?
No, The snickering happened beside me as I lifted up the piece, so I thought that's what that meant. What was it then? What was the snickering?
It's perfect.
Perfect to smash inside your face, he says. Right in the mouth. Make the Instagram pic? Yes. We cannot forget. Look at my hands all cakey, so I'm trying to do this before I wash my hands. The way that the frosting looks on this, amazing, honestly. What? A rinse-a-roo, and then we get into this. Sign Kate in the frosting. Swedish Kate. It looks too good. I mean, it does look really good. You're not wrong. Sam's like, what the hell is she doing? Can I have my cake yet? He says. Oh, okay, where is it? Oh, it is. The whispering. Okay. Everyone's free to indulge. You're a dollop. Thank you very much, Suzanne. Likes cake. Wait, you like this? Oh, this makes all sense now. Suzanne likes cake, and we made this one for her today. If you want to see, I think show this way. Don't. That is the ratios, and like, I'm okay with this.
It's not good.
I made it ingerly, not gingerly.
It's not good. Don't do it. Don't do it. No?
That's delicious, if you guys were wondering. It shouldn't be allowed. Am I so happy though that I get all the rest of this? I've had a little bit of a sweet treat tooth. It happens every December. I don't know why. Okay, a bite with the jam.
Oh, that's too good.
I'm eating it with the lingonberry. I got you. Mmm. It's really good, guys. It tastes like carrot cake without the carrots. That's what I'm going with. Literally tastes like carrot cake without the carrots. That's the best description. Seriously good though, and like, I love carrot cake, so perfect. I was saying maybe to make it more gingerbread-esque, you could use molasses instead of the white sugar. In the recipe, cut it with a little bit of brown sugar and molasses instead, but otherwise, like, the gingerbread flavor is really good. I really like the cardamom in there. That's typically not in carrot cake. Guys, we're wrapping things up. That was a fun stream. I have some things to do. I'm gonna go see my friend and we're gonna hang out in a bit. So we will wrap up here. But thank you so much for asking me to make all this stuff today. I'm like set. Got a couple extra meals now to put in the fridge. It's always good when you get the meat grinder out too. Julia, yeah. Rob with 2 B's, Alex says. Okay, let me copy pasta that for our raid. Are they on right now? Yeah, we're gonna make hot chocolate, non-alcoholic, pack it up in a to-go mug, get all cozy, bundle it up, because it's probably gonna be like around -10 Celsius when the sun sets. And we're gonna go do some Christmas light watching. I need to make a little bit of room on here for my keyboard. One sec. We really used every single space in the kitchen for this meal today. You making cookies all day? Sweet. That will be perfect to go to then. Excuse me.
Oh, belts of approval for the chef. Oh, thank you.
And guys, all the recipes are in Discord for these. Suzanne posted them there. You'll just have to get it translated on your browser page. Okay, we're gonna go see a new streamer. I don't think we've ever gone over to Rob, but Alex of Ohio used up 4,000 channel points to request us to go raid them today. Baking cookies all day, 'tis the season. Pretty soon that will be us at the end of the month for your guys' holiday boxes that you ordered. All right, my loves. Thank you for the awesome day of cooking. We don't do it anymore on Fridays, so Saturdays and Sundays are nice and special for us in the kitchen. We'll be back tomorrow with another menu redemption for Bob Faceplant Kagers, making a Italian dish. So stay tuned for that. There's 3 meats involved. It's like a baked pasta cake. Another fun one that I think we'll all enjoy. Let's go see Rob. You guys take care out there. Stay safe. Pop into Discord if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for all your contributions to us and our goals, and I hope to see you next time. We'll be live at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Bob's sending me pics of balls that he made. Perfect! I mean, that might be bad from the wrong person, but that's fine. I know you. Okay, unsolicited ball pics. Totally okay. Love you guys. Be safe and see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.